You talk too much. Explain constantly. Justify endlessly. Argue perpetually. Convince desperately. Persuade verbally. Communicate through words only. Over-communicate continuously. This talking is weakening your influence, weakening your persuasion, weakening your power, weakening your impact, weakening your authority, weakening your credibility, weakening your presence, weakening your command. That is the key. Words create resistance. Explanations create doubt. Arguments create opposition. Justifications create weakness. Overtalking creates dismissal. Verbal persuasion creates defensiveness. Constant communication creates noise. Endless words create devaluation. But silent communication creates influence. Body language creates persuasion. Presence creates power. Actions create authority. Strategic silence creates respect. Nonverbal cues create impact. Positioning creates dominance. Controlled communication creates credibility. Embodiment creates authenticity. This audiobook teaches silent influence mastery, the psychology of nonverbal persuasion, the neuroscience of presence and power, the mechanics of body language influence, the strategic use of silence, the positioning for authority, the actions that persuade, the embodiment that commands. Stop trying to convince with endless words desperately. Start influencing through strategic silence powerfully. Stop explaining and justifying constantly weakly. Start demonstrating and embodying confidently strongly. Presence speaks louder than words. Actions persuade better than arguments. Silence influences more than talking. Nonverbal dominates verbal. Body language outweighs speech. Demonstration beats explanation. Beginning now. Chapter 1. You talk too much. Recognize verbal overload. You talk too much. Explain constantly. Justify endlessly. Argue perpetually. Convince desperately. Persuade verbally. Communicate through words only. Over-explain chronically. Over-justify compulsively. Over-communicate continuously. Over-talk habitually. This talking is weakening your influence, weakening your persuasion, weakening your power, weakening your impact, weakening your authority, weakening your credibility, weakening your presence, weakening your command, destroying your effectiveness, destroying your respect, destroying your leadership, destroying your relationships, destroying your success. That is the key. Words create resistance. Explanations create doubt. Arguments create opposition. Justifications create weakness. Overtalking creates dismissal. Verbal persuasion creates defensiveness. Constant communication creates noise. Endless words create devaluation. The more you talk, the less they listen. The more you explain, the less they believe. The more you justify, the less they respect. The more you argue, the less they agree. The more you convince, the less they're convinced. Paradoxical, but true. Universal, but ignored. Destructive, but persistent. Mechanical, but unrecognized. Your verbal overload is killing your influence. Killing systematically. Killing completely. Killing permanently. Consider verbal overload mechanism specifically. Consider how talking destroys influence. Consider psychological dynamics. Consider resistance creation. Consider power loss. Words create resistance automatically. Create psychological reactance. Create defensive barriers. Create opposing force. Research by Jack Brem shows, when people feel persuaded, they resist. When told what to think, they think opposite. When pushed verbally, they push back. When convinced aggressively, they defend position. This reactance is automatic, is unconscious, is universal, is powerful, is destructive to persuasion. Your words trigger resistance. Your explanations activate defense. Your arguments create opposition. Your justifications generate pushback. The harder you try verbally, the harder they resist. The more you talk, the more they defend. The louder you argue, the stronger they oppose. Mechanical, predictable, inevitable, destructive. Explanations create doubt automatically. Overjustification effect proven by research. When you explain too much, people assume weakness. When you justify excessively, they sense insecurity. When you defend constantly, they perceive guilt. When you clarify endlessly, they suspect deception. Confident people don't over-explain. Secure people don't over-justify. Powerful people don't defend constantly. Guilty people do. Weak people do. Insecure people do. Your explanations signal exactly what you're trying to hide. Arguments create opposition automatically. Verbal debate activates disagreement. Adversarial framing creates adversaries. Trying to win argument creates losers who resist. Research shows debate hardens positions. Arguments entrench beliefs. Verbal combat creates enemies. Winning verbally creates resentful compliance, not genuine agreement. You argue to persuade. Argument prevents persuasion. You debate to convince. Debate destroys conviction. You fight verbally to win. Fighting creates permanent opponents. Counterproductive. Self-defeating. Destructive. Universal. Desperation shows weakness transparently. Trying too hard repels influence. Needing agreement broadcasts insecurity. Seeking validation demonstrates low status. Pushing persuasion reveals powerlessness. People sense desperation. Sense immediately. Sense unconsciously. Sense accurately. Desperation repels. Desperation destroys credibility. Desperation eliminates influence. Desperation broadcasts. I need you to believe me because I don't believe myself. I need your agreement because I'm uncertain. I need your validation because I'm insecure. I need to convince you because I lack power. They hear this. They sense this. They respond accordingly. With resistance. With doubt. With opposition. With dismissal. Words create resistance. Silence creates influence. Master nonverbal or remain powerless. Research by Albert Mehrabian demonstrates communication impact mathematically. Demonstrates precisely. Demonstrates revolutionarily. Demonstrates transformatively. Communication impact breaks down. 7% words, 38% tone of voice, 55% body language. Total, 93% nonverbal, 7% verbal. Yet people focus 100% effort on 7% impact. Focus on words exclusively. Focus on verbal content. Focus on what they say. Ignore how they say it. Ignore body language completely. Ignore tone entirely. Ignore nonverbal 93%. This misallocation is catastrophic, is inefficient, is ineffective, is self-defeating, is universal. You spend all energy crafting words. Words are 7% of impact. You spend zero energy on body language. Body language is 55% of impact. You ignore tone completely. Tone is 38% of impact. You optimize the 7%. You ignore the 93%. Then wonder why you're not influential. Wonder why words don't work. Wonder why persuasion fails. Wonder why influence eludes. Mathematical. Obvious. Ignored. Destructive. Recognition requires honest self-assessment. Requires brutal honesty. Requires uncomfortable truth. Requires pattern acknowledgement. Requires behavioral change. Recording conversations reveals over-talking patterns. Record yourself speaking. Record meetings. Record phone calls. Record presentations. Record conversations. Then listen. Listen objectively. Listen critically. Listen honestly. Count how much you talk versus listen. Measure talk-to-listen ratio. Most people talk 70%, listen 30%. Think they listen 70%, talk 30%. Perception-reality gap massive. Recording reveals truth. Reveals uncomfortable truth. Reveals talking dominance. Reveals listening absence. Reveals over-explaining patterns. Reveals justification addiction. Reveals argument frequency. Reveals verbal dependence. This recognition is painful. is necessary, is transformative, cannot change what you don't see, cannot improve what you don't measure, cannot master what you don't acknowledge. Counting explanation attempts shows justification addiction. Track for one day. Every time you explain, every time you justify, every time you clarify, every time you elaborate. Count instances. Most people shocked. Explain 20 to 40 times daily. Justify constantly. Clarify endlessly. Elaborate perpetually. This addiction is unconscious, is automatic, is destructive, is changeable. Tracking argument frequency exposes verbal dependence. Count daily arguments. Count disagreements expressed. Count positions defended. Count verbal battles fought. Most people argue 10 to 20 times daily. Disagree constantly. Defend perpetually. Battle continuously. This dependence is habitual, is reactive, is ineffective, is transformable. Observing listener reactions shows influence failure. Watch faces when you talk. Watch body language. Watch engagement. Watch eyes. Most people, eyes glazing, attention wandering, bodies turning away, engagement decreasing, interest dying. While you talk, while you explain, while you justify, while you argue, your words losing them, your explanations boring them, your justifications alienating them, your arguments repelling them. Real-time feedback, real-time failure, real-time influence destruction. If you watch, if you notice, if you acknowledge. Most don't watch, don't notice, don't acknowledge. Keep talking, keep losing influence, keep wondering why ineffective. Common overtalking patterns demonstrate universality, demonstrate predictability, demonstrate destructiveness, demonstrate changeability. Pattern 1, defensive explaining, justifying every decision immediately. Someone questions choice. You immediately explain extensively. Someone challenges action. You instantly justify thoroughly. Someone doubts decision. You rapidly defend completely. This immediate defensive explaining signals insecurity, signals doubt, signals weakness. Confident people don't immediately defend, don't instantly justify, don't rapidly explain. They pause, they consider, they respond strategically, or don't respond at all. Their silence communicates confidence. Your explanation communicates insecurity. Pattern 2, repetitive convincing. Saying same thing multiple ways, hoping it lands. Make point once. Listener doesn't immediately agree. Say it differently. Still no agreement. Say it third way, fourth way, fifth way. Repetition, hoping for conversion. Repetition, creating annoyance. Repetition, destroying credibility. Repetition, broadcasting desperation. If point doesn't land first time, repetition won't help. Different words won't convince. More explanation won't persuade. Silence might. Action might. Demonstration might. More words definitely won't. Pattern 3, premature speaking. Talking before thinking. Talking before listening. Talking before observing. Immediate verbal response. Instant word production. Rapid opinion sharing. Quick position stating. Without thought. Without consideration. Without observation. Without silence. This premature speaking creates poorly considered responses, missing important information, saying things you regret, damaging relationships, destroying influence. Powerful people pause before speaking. Pause deliberately. Pause comfortably. Pause strategically. Their pause demonstrates thoughtfulness. Your immediate talking demonstrates reactivity. Their silence creates anticipation. Your instant response creates noise. Pattern 4, nervous filling. Unable to tolerate silence. Filling every gap with words. Talking to avoid quiet. Speaking to prevent pause. Constant verbal production. Endless noise generation. Zero silence tolerance. Complete quiet discomfort. This filling signals anxiety. Signals insecurity. Signals low status. Signals powerlessness. Powerful people comfortable with silence. Comfortable with gaps. Comfortable with pauses. Comfortable with quiet. Their silence demonstrates confidence. Your feeling demonstrates anxiety. Their comfort creates authority. Your discomfort destroys credibility. Understanding that words are weakest influence tool transforms everything. Transforms completely. Transforms permanently. Transforms powerfully. Words are 7% of influence. Silence is powerful. Body language is 55% of influence. Presence is powerful. Actions demonstrate truth. Demonstration is powerful. Tone communicates emotion. Voice is powerful, but words themselves? Weakest tool. Least influential. Most overused. Most misunderstood. Most relied upon. Most ineffective. This understanding liberates. Liberates from verbal dependence. Liberates from talking compulsion. Liberates from explanation addiction. Liberates from justification habit. Liberates from argument pattern. Enables nonverbal focus. Enables silence comfort. Enables presence development. Enables action reliance. Enables influence mastery. Through recognition. Through acknowledgement. Through understanding. Through transformation. From verbal overload to nonverbal power. From constant talking to strategic silence. From endless explaining to powerful demonstrating. From desperate convincing to quiet influence. Beginning with recognition. Beginning with truth. Beginning with acknowledgement. Beginning with change. Words create resistance. Silence creates influence. Master nonverbal or remain powerless. You understand now that talking too much destroys influence through resistance creation. You understand that words are only 7% of communication impact through Morabian research. You understand that recognition requires honest assessment through recording and observation. Stop relying exclusively on words for persuasion. Start recognizing your verbal overload patterns. Stop talking constantly without awareness. Start observing listener reactions honestly. Stop defending and justifying immediately. Start pausing and considering strategically. Record yourself speaking this week. Count your explanations daily. Track your arguments honestly. Observe listener engagement objectively. Calculate your talk-to-listen ratio. Recognize your over-talking patterns. Acknowledge your verbal dependence. Accept your influence weakness. This recognition is power. This acknowledgement is foundation. This acceptance is transformation beginning. Your influence awaits recognition. Your power awaits acknowledgement. Your mastery awaits transformation. Recognize verbal overload now. Acknowledge honestly. Transform through recognition starting today. You recognize overload now. Next, you must understand psychology. Chapter 2. Understand nonverbal psychology, the silent influence science. Nonverbal communication is evolutionarily primary, is foundational, is ancient, is primal, is powerful. Humans communicated nonverbally for millions of years before language developed. Millions of years. Deep evolution, deep wiring, deep programming, deep circuitry, deep trust. Language is recent, is modern, is conscious, is learned, is surface, only 100,000 years old. Evolutionary blink, recent addition, late development, shallow processing, shallow trust. This evolutionary timeline matters. Matters profoundly, matters mechanically, matters unconsciously, matters universally. Nonverbal processing is deeper, is faster, is more trusted, is more believed, is more influential than verbal processing, than words, than language, than speech, than explanations. Your brain trusts body language more than words, trusts tone more than content, trusts actions more than promises, trusts silence more than explanations, trusts nonverbal more than verbal. Always, automatically, unconsciously, universally, powerfully. This trust is evolutionary, is survival-based, is hardwired, is unchangeable, is leverageable for influence, for persuasion, for power, for authority, For mastery, the brain processes nonverbal signals unconsciously and immediately. Processes before conscious thought. Processes before rational analysis. Processes before verbal comprehension. Processes automatically. Processes instantaneously. Research by Paul Ekman shows amygdala reads facial expressions in 17 milliseconds. 17 milliseconds. Faster than conscious thought. Faster than verbal processing. Faster than rational analysis. Automatic. Unconscious. Immediate. Before you know what you saw, your brain already responded. Already evaluated. Already judged. Already decided. Based on facial expression. Based on micro-expression. Based on nonverbal signal. Based on silent communication. Not based on words. Not based on explanation. Not based on justification. Not based on argument. Based on face. Based on body. Based on presence. Based on nonverbal. This immediate processing creates first impression. Creates instant judgment. Creates automatic response. Creates unconscious evaluation. Irreversible mostly. Unchangeable largely. Permanent often. Powerful always. Posture evaluation happens before conscious thought. Before verbal exchange. Before words spoken. Before conversation begins. Your brain evaluates posture automatically. Evaluates instantly. Evaluates unconsciously. Evaluates accurately. Slumped posture signals. Low status. Low confidence. Low energy. Low power. Weakness. Submission. Defeat. Upright posture signals. High status. High confidence. High energy. High power. Strength. Dominance. Victory. This evaluation is automatic. Is instant. Is unconscious. Is powerful. Happens in milliseconds. Happens before handshake. Happens before greeting. Happens before words. Before you speak, they've judged. Before you explain, they've decided. Before you argue, they've evaluated. Based on posture. Based on body. Based on presence. Based on nonverbal. Not based on words. Not based on credentials. Not based on arguments. Not based on explanations. Your posture spoke. Spoke loudly. Spoke clearly. Spoke powerfully. Spoke truly. Before your mouth opened. Micro-expressions reveal true emotions before words form. Before conscious control. Before verbal deception. Before strategic communication. Micro-expressions are brief. Are involuntary. Are universal. Are honest. Last 1/15th to 1/5 of second. Too brief to consciously control. Too fast to fake. Too automatic to suppress. Too honest to hide. Reveal true emotion. Reveal real feeling. Reveal actual state. Reveal genuine response. Regardless of words spoken. Regardless of verbal claims. Regardless of stated feelings. Regardless of conscious intention. Face leaks truth. Body reveals reality. Micro-expressions betray deception. Nonverbal exposes lies. Paul Ekman's research demonstrates trained observers detect lies 80% accuracy from micro-expressions, 50% accuracy from words alone. Nonverbal reveals truth. Verbal conceals truth. Nonverbal is honest. Verbal is controllable. Nonverbal is trusted. Verbal is doubted. This is why people trust nonverbal. Trust unconsciously. Trust automatically. Trust accurately. Trust powerfully. Nonverbal processes deeper than verbal. Silent signals outweigh spoken words. Master psychology or remain unpersuasive. Nonverbal influence operates through multiple channels. Through simultaneous channels. Through integrated channels. Through coordinated channels. Through powerful channels. Channel 1, body language. Posture signals status. Gestures communicate emphasis. Movement indicates confidence. Stillness demonstrates control. Openness shows trust. Closure signals protection. Expansion indicates power. Contraction signals submission. All simultaneously. All unconsciously. All powerfully. All influentially. Channel 2. Facial expressions. Smiles create warmth. Frowns signal displeasure. Raised eyebrows show surprise. Narrowed eyes indicate suspicion. Relaxed face demonstrates ease. Tense face signals stress. Micro-expressions reveal truth. Macro-expressions communicate intentionally. All visible, all readable, all influential, all powerful. Channel 3, Proxemics. Space use communicates status. Distance indicates relationship. Positioning shows power. Territory claiming demonstrates authority. Space invasion signals dominance. Space respect shows deference. Physical closeness creates intimacy. Physical distance maintains formality. All spatial, all powerful, all influential, all unconscious. Channel 4, Paralanguage. Tone communicates emotion. Pace indicates urgency. Volume signals confidence. Pauses create emphasis. Pitch variation shows engagement. Monotone signals boredom. Voice quality reveals health. Vocal energy demonstrates vitality. Not words themselves. How words delivered. How voice sounds. How speech flows. How communication feels. All influential. All powerful. All unconscious. All believed. Channel 5, Appearance. Clothing signals status. Grooming shows self-respect. Fitness indicates discipline. Health radiates energy. Style communicates identity. Colors create impressions. Accessories signal wealth. Overall appearance broadcasts worth. Before words spoken. Before introduction made. Before conversation begins. Appearance communicated. Appearance influenced. Appearance persuaded. Appearance impacted. Channel 6, Actions. What you do versus what you say. How you behave versus how you claim. What you demonstrate versus what you promise. Actions reveal truth. Actions prove claims. Actions build credibility. Actions create influence. Actions persuade powerfully. More than words ever could. More than explanations ever would. More than justifications ever do. Actions speak. Actions convince. Actions influence. Actions dominate. The primacy effect explains nonverbal dominance clearly. Explains mechanically. Explains powerfully. Explains universally. When verbal and nonverbal conflict, people believe nonverbal. Always. Automatically. Unconsciously. Universally. Powerfully. Example. Saying, I'm confident, with closed posture. Words say confident. Body says anxious. Conflict exists. Brain chooses. Brain believes body. Brain trusts posture. Brain dismisses words. Automatically. Unconsciously. Universally. You lose credibility. You lose influence. You lose persuasion. Through incongruence. Through conflict. Through mismatch. Example. Saying, I'm honest while avoiding eye contact. Words claim honesty. Eyes signal deception. Conflict exists. Brain chooses. Brain believes eyes. Brain trusts gaze. Brain doubts words. You appear dishonest. You appear deceptive. You appear untrustworthy. Regardless of actual honesty. Regardless of true intention. Regardless of verbal claim. Nonverbal dominated. Nonverbal won. Nonverbal influenced. Nonverbal decided. Example. Saying, I'm relaxed with tense shoulders. Words state relaxed. Body shows tension. Conflict exists. Brain chooses. Brain believes body. Brain sees tension. Brain ignores words. You appear anxious. You appear stressed. You appear uncomfortable. Your words worthless. Your claim dismissed. Your statement ignored. Nonverbal spoke truth. Nonverbal revealed reality. Nonverbal communicated accurately. Nonverbal was believed. This primacy effect is universal, is automatic, is unconscious, is powerful, is unchangeable, cannot override through words, cannot convince through explanation, cannot persuade through argument, cannot influence through talking, must align nonverbal with message, must ensure congruence, must match all channels, Must integrate communication. Must master nonverbal. For influence. For persuasion. For power. For credibility. For success. Nonverbal congruence creates trust powerfully. Creates automatically. Creates unconsciously. Creates completely. When all channels align, persuasion maximizes. When words match tone. When tone matches body. When body matches actions. When actions match words. Complete alignment. Total congruence. Perfect integration. Maximum trust. Maximum credibility. Maximum influence. Maximum persuasion. Example. Saying, I'm confident with upright posture, steady eye contact, calm tone, relaxed gestures, powerful presence. All channels aligned. All signals congruent. All communication integrated. Complete believability. Total credibility. Maximum influence. Brain trusts completely. Brain believes entirely. Brain persuaded fully. Through congruence. Through alignment. Through integration. Through consistency. Through mastery. Nonverbal incongruence creates distrust catastrophically. Creates automatically. Creates unconsciously. Creates completely. When channels conflict, influence collapses. Collapses immediately. Collapses totally. Collapses regardless of words. Single incongruence destroys all credibility. Destroys all trust. Destroys all influence. Destroys all persuasion. Example. Saying, I care about you, while checking phone. Words say caring. Actions say indifference. Massive conflict. Total incongruence. Complete distrust. Influence destroyed. Credibility eliminated. Persuasion impossible. Through incongruence. Through mismatch. Through conflict. Through carelessness. Mirror neurons explain nonverbal influence mechanically. Explain neurologically. Explain powerfully. Explain universally. Research by Giacomo Rizzolatti demonstrates observing others' body language activates same neural patterns in observer. Watching someone smile activates smile circuits in your brain. Seeing someone frown activates frown circuits. Observing confident posture activates confidence circuits. Witnessing anxious body activates anxiety circuits. Automatic, unconscious, immediate, powerful. This neural mirroring creates automatic emotional resonance, creates unconscious alignment, creates empathic connection, creates influence without words, without explanation, without argument, without convincing, just through observation, just through presence, just through body language, just through nonverbal. Your confident posture creates confidence in observer. Your anxious fidgeting creates anxiety in observer. Your relaxed presence creates relaxation in observer. Your tense energy creates tension in observer. Through mirror neurons, through automatic activation, through unconscious resonance, through nonverbal contagion. This makes nonverbal signals contagious, makes them powerful, makes them persuasive, makes them influential, without conscious processing, without rational thought, without verbal exchange, without words spoken. Pure influence, pure persuasion, pure power, through body, through presence, through nonverbal, through mastery. Nonverbal processes deeper than verbal. Silent signals outweigh spoken words. Master psychology or remain unpersuasive. You understand now that nonverbal communication is evolutionarily primary through millions of years' development. You understand that brain processes nonverbal unconsciously and immediately through amygdala and automatic circuits. You understand that nonverbal operates through 6 channels through body language: face, space, voice, appearance, actions. Stop relying on words when nonverbal conflicts with message. Start aligning all channels for congruent communication. Stop ignoring 93% of communication impact. Start mastering nonverbal influence systematically. Stop believing words outweigh body language. Start trusting evolutionary programming and neuroscience. Study the 6 nonverbal channels starting today. Body language, facial expressions, proxemics, paralanguage, appearance, actions. Understand each channel completely. Recognize incongruence immediately. Practice congruence systematically. This understanding is foundation. This knowledge is power. This science is advantage. Your influence awaits nonverbal mastery. Your persuasion awaits channel alignment. Your power awaits congruence creation. Understand psychology now. Master science. Align channels through understanding starting today. You understand psychology now. Next, you must master silence. Chapter 3. Master strategic silence. The power of not speaking. Strategic silence is deliberate withholding of words to maximize influence. Deliberate withholding. Conscious choice. Intentional restraint. Purposeful quiet. Calculated non-response. Not suppression from fear. Not avoidance from anxiety. Not inability from confusion. Not weakness from insecurity. Deliberate choice from power. Conscious selection from strength. Intentional decision from confidence. Strategic deployment from mastery. This distinction is critical, is fundamental, is transformative, is powerful. Fear-based silence is weakness, shows insecurity, shows anxiety, shows powerlessness, shows defeat. Power-based silence is strength, shows confidence, shows control, shows authority, shows dominance. Same external behavior, opposite internal state, opposite perceived meaning, opposite influence impact, opposite persuasion effect. Strategic silence is power-based, is confidence-based, is control-based, is authority-based, is mastery-based. Not silence because you can't speak. Silence because you choose not to. Not quiet because you're afraid. Quiet because you're powerful. Not withholding because you're weak. Withholding because you're strategic. This strategic silence creates psychological effects, creates powerful effects, creates effects that words cannot create, creates effects that talking destroys, creates influence that speaking prevents. Silence creates tension requiring resolution, creates psychological discomfort, creates conversational vacuum, creates pressure to fill gap, creates compelling urge to speak. This tension is powerful, is uncomfortable, is universal, is leverageable. Most people cannot tolerate silence, cannot tolerate conversational gaps, cannot tolerate awkward pauses, cannot tolerate quiet moments, must fill silence immediately, must speak to relieve tension, must talk to resolve discomfort, must communicate to end awkwardness. This compulsion is automatic, is unconscious, is powerful, is predictable. Strategic silence leverages this compulsion, leverages powerfully, leverages deliberately, leverages successfully. You remain silent. They feel tension. Tension builds. Discomfort grows. Pressure increases. They speak to relieve. They fill silence. They reveal information. They expose position. They show hand. They give advantage. Through speaking, through filling, through revealing, through your strategic silence. Your silence created pressure. Your quiet generated discomfort. Your withholding extracted information. Your strategic restraint gained advantage. Without words, without speaking, without explaining, without convincing, through silence, through power, through strategy, through mastery. Silence demonstrates confidence powerfully, demonstrates automatically, demonstrates universally, demonstrates convincingly. Only secure people tolerate silence comfortably. Only confident people embrace quiet. Only powerful people withstand gaps. Only masterful people leverage pauses. Insecure people fill silence nervously. Anxious people talk constantly. Weak people explain endlessly. Powerless people justify perpetually. Your silence signals confidence, signals security, signals power, signals strength, signals mastery. Their talking signals insecurity, signals anxiety, signals weakness, signals powerlessness, signals desperation. Silence is status signal, is power indicator, is confidence demonstration, is authority communication, is dominance display. Without words, without explanation, without justification, without argument, just silence, just quiet, just pause, just restraint, speaking volumes, communicating powerfully, influencing completely, persuading thoroughly, through strategic silence, through deliberate quiet, through intentional pause, through masterful restraint. Silence forces processing and self-persuasion, forces thought, forces consideration, forces reflection, forces internalization. When you speak constantly, they resist. When you explain endlessly, they defend. When you argue perpetually, they oppose. When you convince desperately, they dig in. Your words trigger reactance. Your talking creates resistance. Your explaining generates opposition. Your arguing hardens position. But silence does opposite. Silence creates space. Space for thinking. Space for processing. Space for considering. Space for convincing themselves. This self-persuasion is powerful, is lasting, is genuine, is transformative. People resist your persuasion. People accept their own persuasion. People doubt your arguments. People believe their own arguments. People oppose your conclusions. People embrace their own conclusions. Silence enables self-persuasion, enables self-convincing, enables self-influence, enables genuine change. You make point, then silence. They process. They consider. They think. They convince themselves. More powerful than you're convincing. More lasting than you're arguing. More genuine than you're persuading. Through silence. Through space. Through processing time. Through self-persuasion. Silence prevents over-justification weakness. Prevents explanation excess. Prevents defensive talking. Prevents credibility destruction. Over-justification effect is proven, is researched, is documented, is universal. When you explain too much, people assume weakness. When you justify excessively, they sense guilt. When you defend constantly, they perceive insecurity. When you clarify endlessly, they suspect deception. Silence prevents this. Prevents over-explaining. Prevents over-justifying. Prevents over-defending. Prevents over-clarifying. You make statement, then stop, then silence. Statement stands. Statement powerful. Statement believed. No weakening through explanation. No undermining through justification. No destroying through defense. No diluting through clarification. Silence preserves power, preserves credibility, preserves influence, preserves persuasion. Through restraint, through discipline, through strategic withholding, through masterful quiet. Silence maintains mystery and intrigue, maintains interest, maintains attention, maintains fascination, maintains power. Where words destroy mystery, where explanations eliminate intrigue, where justifications kill interest, where overtalking creates boredom, silence preserves, silence protects, silence maintains, silence amplifies. Less said creates more interest. Less explained generates more curiosity. Less revealed maintains more power. Less talked preserves more influence. This mystery is magnetic, is attractive, is powerful, is influential. People drawn to mysterious, repelled by obvious, attracted to unexplained, bored by overexplained, fascinated by silent, dismissive of talkative, intrigued by restrained, annoyed by verbose. Your silence creates mystery, creates intrigue, creates interest, creates attraction, creates power. Their curiosity, their questions, their attention, their respect, through what you don't say, through what you withhold, through what you protect, through strategic silence. Silence creates power. Words dilute impact. Master strategic silence or talk yourself powerless. 5 types of strategic silence create specific effects. Create deliberately. Create powerfully. Create influentially. Type 1. Pause before responding. 3 to 5 second pause before any response. Before any answer. Before any reply. Before any comment. This pause shows thoughtfulness. Shows consideration. Shows deliberation. Shows wisdom. Prevents reactive speaking. Prevents unconsidered responses. Prevents regrettable words. Prevents impulsive reactions. Increases impact when you do speak. Increases weight. Increases credibility. Increases influence. Your pause created anticipation. Your silence built tension. Your quiet generated attention. Your eventual words carry more weight, more impact, more influence, more power. Through pause, through delay, through strategic silence. Type 2. Silence after making point. Let statement land without dilution. Let words sink without weakening. Let message resonate without undermining. Let point stand without explaining. Most people make point, then immediately explain, then justify, then clarify, then elaborate. Weakening point, diluting impact, destroying power, undermining influence. Strategic silence does opposite. Make point, stop, silence. Let land, let sink, let work, let influence. Trust power of words spoken. Trust impact created. Trust influence generated. Resist urge to explain further. Resist compulsion to justify. Resist need to clarify. Resist desire to elaborate. Through discipline, through restraint, through confidence, through mastery. Type 3. Silence when provoked. Refusing to engage verbal attack. Refusing to respond to provocation. Refusing to defend against insult. Refusing to argue against criticism. This silence is powerful, is disarming, is dignified, is masterful. Provocation expects response. Attack expects defense. Insult expects retaliation. Criticism expects argument. Your silence denies expectation, denies satisfaction, denies engagement, denies power transfer. Maintaining composure under pressure. Maintaining dignity under attack. Maintaining control under provocation. Maintaining power under criticism. Demonstrating emotional control. Demonstrating strength. Demonstrating confidence. Demonstrating mastery. Through silence. Through restraint. Through non-engagement. Through power. Type 4. Silence as answer. Sometimes no response is most powerful response. Sometimes refusal to engage shows strength. Sometimes withholding comment demonstrates authority. Sometimes silence says more than words. Silence, it can mean no more effectively than words. Silence, it can mean disagreement more powerfully than argument. Silence can mean dismissal more completely than explanation. Silence can mean strength more convincingly than defense. Request you disagree with. Silence instead of arguing. Your silence says no, says powerfully, says finally, says completely. Question you don't dignify. Silence instead of answering. Your silence dismisses, dismisses completely, dismisses powerfully, dismisses permanently. Provocation you don't engage. Silence instead of reacting. Your silence demonstrates control, demonstrates strength, demonstrates power, demonstrates mastery. Type 5. Silence in negotiation. Silence creates pressure on other party, creates discomfort, creates compulsion to concede, creates urge to fill gap, often extracts concessions without asking, without demanding, without threatening, without arguing, just through silence, just through quiet, just through pause, just through strategic withholding. You make offer, then silence. They feel pressure, pressure to respond, pressure to counter, pressure to accept, pressure to concede. Your silence created pressure. Your quiet generated discomfort. Your pause extracted movement. Your strategic restraint gained advantage. Prevents revealing too much. Prevents showing hand. prevents exposing position, prevents weakening stance. Through silence, through restraint, through discipline, through power. Implementation requires practice and discipline, requires conscious effort, requires deliberate application, requires systematic development. Start with 3-second pause before any response, before any answer, before any reply, before any comment, any situation, any conversation, any interaction, any context. 3 seconds minimum. Count silently. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Then respond. Then speak. Then answer. Then reply. This pause feels eternal initially. Feels uncomfortable. Feels awkward. Feels difficult. Is actually 3 seconds. Is actually brief. Is actually powerful. Is actually transformative. Practice tolerating uncomfortable silence without filling. Without talking, without explaining, without nervous speaking. Sit with discomfort. Embrace awkwardness. Welcome silence. Master quiet. This tolerance is power, is confidence, is strength, is mastery. Observe others' reactions to your silence. Watch faces. Watch body language. Watch discomfort. Watch fidgeting. Watch compulsion to fill. Watch revelation. Watch concession. Watch advantage transfer. Your silence creates. Your quiet generates. Your pause produces. Your restraint extracts. Notice how silence shifts power dynamics. Shifts automatically. Shifts universally. Shifts powerfully. Your silence increased your power. Your quiet elevated your status. Your pause enhanced your authority. Your restraint amplified your influence. Common silence mistakes destroy power, destroy credibility, destroy influence, destroy effectiveness. Mistake 1. Apologizing for pauses. Sorry, I was just thinking. Apology destroys silence power, destroys pause impact, destroys strategic effect. Never apologize for pause. Never apologize for silence. Never apologize for thinking. Never apologize for consideration. Pause shows strength. Silence demonstrates confidence. Thinking indicates wisdom. Consideration reveals thoughtfulness. No apology needed. No apology appropriate. No apology powerful. Mistake 2. Filling silence nervously. Cannot tolerate gap. Cannot embrace quiet. Cannot withstand pause. Must speak. Must talk. Must fill. Must break silence. This filling destroys power. Destroys all benefits. Destroys strategic effect. Destroys influence creation. Practice silence tolerance. Practice gap comfort. Practice quiet embrace. Practice pause mastery. Mistake 3. Breaking own silence prematurely. Making strategic silence. Then breaking it yourself. Then filling gap yourself. Then speaking first yourself. Destroys entire effect. Destroys strategic purpose. Destroys power transfer. Destroys advantage creation. Maintain silence. Maintain discipline. Maintain restraint. Maintain power. Let them break silence. Let them fill gap. Let them speak first. Let them concede position. Mistake 4. Using silence manipulatively without authentic confidence. Technique without foundation. Strategy without strength. Tactic without truth. Manipulation without mastery. This manipulative silence reads false. Reads inauthentic. Reads weak. Reads powerless. Build genuine confidence first. Build real strength. Build authentic power. Build true mastery. Then deploy silence. Then leverage quiet. Then use restraint. Then apply strategy. Silence creates power. Words dilute impact. Master strategic silence or talk yourself powerless. You understand now that strategic silence is deliberate choice from power through conscious withholding. You understand that silence creates 5 psychological effects through tension, confidence, processing, prevention, mystery. You understand that 5 types of silence serve different purposes through pause, post-statement, provocation, answer, negotiation. Stop filling every silence nervously and automatically. Start embracing strategic quiet deliberately and powerfully. Stop apologizing for pauses and thinking time. Start leveraging silence for influence and advantage. Stop breaking your own silence prematurely always. Start maintaining discipline until others break first. Practice 3-second pause before all responses starting today. Tolerate uncomfortable silence without filling gaps. Observe reactions to your strategic quiet. Notice power shifts from silence. Master 5 types. Pause before responding, silence after points, silence when provoked, silence as answer, silence in negotiation. This silence is power. This quiet is influence. This restraint is mastery. Your power awaits strategic silence. Your influence awaits deliberate quiet. Your mastery awaits disciplined restraint. Master silence now. Practice pause. Leverage quiet through strategic silence starting today. You master silence now. Next, you must command through posture. Chapter 4. Command through posture. Body language fundamentals. Posture is foundation of nonverbal influence. Is fundamental. Is primary. Is essential. Is critical. Is foundational. Communicating status before any word spoken. Communicating confidence before any introduction made. Communicating power before any conversation begins. Communicating authority before any interaction starts. Your posture speaks first, speaks loudest, speaks clearest, speaks truest, before handshake, before greeting, before words, before explanation, before argument, before anything verbal. Posture already communicated, already influenced, already persuaded, already established. Status level, confidence degree, power amount, authority presence, respect worthiness. All from posture, all from body position, all from physical alignment, all from spatial presence, all nonverbal, all preverbal, all unconscious, all powerful, all influential. Most people ignore posture completely, ignore unconsciously, ignore habitually, ignore destructively. Focus entirely on words. Focus on verbal content. Focus on what to say. Focus on how to argue. Focus on convincing speech. Completely ignoring most powerful communication tool. Completely neglecting primary influence channel. Completely missing foundational authority signal. Completely surrendering critical persuasion opportunity. Through posture ignorance. Through body blindness. Through physical unconsciousness. Through postural carelessness. Powerful posture has specific characteristics, has measurable features, has identifiable elements, has observable components, has trainable aspects. Characteristic 1, upright spine, vertical alignment from head to pelvis, straight back without slouching, elongated spine without tension, natural curves maintained, full height expressed. This upright spine signals confidence immediately, signals strength automatically, signals health inherently, signals vitality naturally, signals power unconsciously. Slumped spine signals opposite, signals low confidence, signals weakness, signals poor health, signals low energy, signals submission. Same person, different posture, completely different signal, completely different perception, completely different influence, completely different power. Characteristic 2, shoulders back and down, retracted scapulae, depressed shoulder girdle, open chest, broad appearance, relaxed position, not military rigid, not tension-filled, just naturally back, just comfortably down, just openly positioned. This shoulder position shows strength without threat, shows confidence without aggression, shows power without dominance, shows authority without intimidation. Shoulders forward and up signal opposite, signal stress, signal anxiety, signal protection, signal fear, signal weakness, closing chest, protecting vital organs, defensive posture, submissive position, low status signal, Characteristic 3. Head level. Neither raised superiority nor lowered submission. Level horizon. Balanced position. Neutral alignment. Confident bearing. Proud carriage. Not arrogant elevation. Not submissive depression. Just level. Just balanced. Just neutral. Just powerful. Head raised signals arrogance. Signals looking down. Signals superiority. Signals contempt. Signals disconnection. Creates resistance. Creates resentment. Creates opposition. Creates backlash. Head lowered signals submission. Signals deference. Signals inferiority. Signals defeat. Signals powerlessness. Invites exploitation. Invites disrespect. Invites dominance. Invites dismissal. Level head signals confidence. Signals equality. Signals strength. Signals respect. Signals authority. Creates connection. Creates credibility. Creates influence. Creates persuasion. Characteristic 4. Weight evenly balanced. Centered over both feet. Stable base. Grounded position. Solid foundation. Not leaning. Not swaying. Not shifting. Not unstable. This balanced weight communicates groundedness. Communicates stability. Communicates presence. Communicates strength. Communicates confidence. Unbalanced weight signals nervousness. Signals anxiety. Signals instability. Signals weakness. Signals insecurity. Shifting constantly. Swaying unconsciously. Fidgeting visibly. Unstable clearly. Powerless obviously. Characteristic 5. Body oriented toward conversation. Facing interlocutor. Torso aligned. Shoulders squared. Full attention given. Engagement demonstrated. Not turning away. Not angling sideways. Not facing elsewhere. Not showing disinterest. This orientation shows engagement without aggression. Shows interest without submission. Shows attention without weakness. Shows respect without deference. Shows connection without neediness. Body turned away signals disinterest. Signals disengagement. Signals disrespect. Signals dismissal. Signals superiority. Creates disconnection. Creates offense. Creates resistance. Creates influence failure. These 5 characteristics combine. Combine synergistically. Combine powerfully. Combine influentially. Creating powerful posture. Creating confident presence. Creating authoritative bearing. Creating influential physicality. Creating persuasive body. Through alignment. Through positioning. Through orientation. Through balance. Through integration. Posture communicates power. Slumping signals weakness. Master body language or remain ignored. The expansion-contraction principle explains status signaling. Explains mechanically. Explains universally. Explains powerfully. Powerful people expand physically. Expand naturally. Expand comfortably. Expand automatically. Expand unconsciously. Take space. Take more room. Take physical territory. Take environmental area. Spread arms comfortably. Spread legs naturally. Spread possessions casually. Spread presence powerfully. Open posture. Open body. Open position. Open bearing. This expansion signals power. Signals status. Signals confidence. Signals authority. Signals dominance. Without words. Without explanation. Without justification. Without argument. Just through space. Just through expansion. Just through openness. Just through physicality. Powerless people contract physically. Contract automatically. Contract unconsciously. Contract habitually. Contract destructively. Minimize space. Minimize room. Minimize territory. Minimize area. Cross arms defensively. Cross legs protectively. Gather possessions closely. Shrink presence obviously. Close posture. Close body. Close position. Close bearing. This contraction signals powerlessness. Signals low status. Signals anxiety. Signals submission. Signals defeat. Research by Amy Cuddy demonstrates power pose effects. Demonstrates scientifically. Demonstrates measurably. Demonstrates transformatively. High-power poses held for 2 minutes create physiological changes, create hormonal shifts, create psychological effects, create behavioral impacts, increase testosterone 20%, increase dominance hormone, increase confidence hormone, increase power hormone, increase assertiveness hormone, decrease cortisol 25%, decrease stress hormone, decrease anxiety hormone, decrease submission hormone, decrease fear hormone. These changes are measurable, are biological, are real, are powerful, not just perception, not just feeling, not just psychological, actual physiological change, actual hormonal shift, actual biological transformation, within 2 minutes, within brief period, within simple practice, through posture alone, through body position alone, through physical alignment alone. High-power poses increase confidence, increase risk tolerance, increase assertiveness, increase performance, increase presence, measurably, scientifically, reliably, powerfully, transformatively. This research proves posture affects not just how others perceive you, but how you perceive yourself, not just external influence, but internal state, not just appearance, but reality, not just signal, but substance, not just communication, but transformation. Power posture elements are specific, are trainable, are masterable, are implementable. Element 1, standing tall. Full height without straining. Natural extension without forcing. Complete verticality without tension. Maximum stature without effort. Spine elongated. Head high. Chest open. Shoulders back. Height maximized. This standing tall signals strength. Signals confidence. Signals power. Signals authority. Signals presence. Slouching signals opposite. Signals weakness. Signals insecurity. Signals powerlessness. Signals absence. Same person. Different height expression. Completely different signal. Completely different influence. Element 2. Claiming space. Comfortable spreading without aggression. Natural expansion without dominance. Appropriate territory claiming without violation. Confident space use without invasion. Arms spread comfortably. Legs positioned powerfully. Possessions placed confidently. Territory claimed naturally. This space claiming signals status. Signals confidence. Signals power. Signals authority. Signals belonging. Space shrinking signals opposite. Signals low status. Signals anxiety. Signals powerlessness. Signals not belonging. Making self small. Minimizing presence. Reducing footprint. Disappearing physically. Element 3. Open torso. Not protecting with crossed arms. Not defending with barriers. Not closing with tension. Not hiding with contraction. Chest open. Arms uncrossed. Body accessible. Posture vulnerable. This openness signals confidence. Signals security. Signals strength. Signals power. Signals fearlessness. Not needing protection. Not requiring defense. Not fearing attack. Not anticipating threat. Closed torso signals opposite. Signals insecurity. Signals fear. Signals weakness. Signals defensiveness. Needing protection. Requiring defense. Fearing attack. Anticipating threat. Element 4. Relaxed shoulders. Tension-free position. Comfortable bearing. Natural alignment. Ease demonstrated. Not hunched. Not raised. Not tight. Not stressed. Shoulders back and down. Relaxed and comfortable. Tension signals stress, not strength. Signals anxiety, not authority. Signals nervousness, not confidence. Signals powerlessness, not power. Relaxed shoulders signal composure. Signal confidence. Signal strength. Signal power. Signal mastery. Element 5. Planted feet. Solid foundation. Stable base. Grounded position. Rooted stance. Feet shoulder-width apart. Weight evenly distributed. Balance maintained. Stability demonstrated. This planted foundation signals groundedness. Signals stability. Signals strength. signals confidence, signals power. Unstable feet signal nervousness, signal anxiety, signal weakness, signal insecurity, signal powerlessness. Sitting power posture differs from standing, differs in specifics, shares principles, maintains power, creates influence. Sitting element 1, upright back, not slumping, not slouching, not collapsing, not reclining excessively. Spine vertical, back straight, posture maintained, even seated. This upright sitting signals engagement, signals energy, signals confidence, signals respect, signals power. Slumping signals disengagement, signals low energy, signals disrespect, signals powerlessness. Element 2, claiming armrests, not ceding territory, not surrendering space, not shrinking presence, not minimizing footprint, using armrests comfortably, claiming furniture naturally, taking available space, expressing confidence physically. This armrest claiming signals status, signals confidence, signals belonging, signals power. Armrest avoiding signals submission, signals anxiety, signals not belonging, signals powerlessness. Element 3, legs uncrossed or positioned powerfully, not defensive crossing, not protective positioning, not anxious containment, not nervous tension. Legs apart comfortably or crossed powerfully at ankle only. Open position or control cross. Space claimed or deliberately contained. Power expressed or strategically modulated. This leg positioning signals confidence, signals comfort, signals power, signals control. Defensive crossing signals anxiety, signals protection, signals weakness, signals insecurity. Element 4, leaning back slightly. Confidence lean, not anxiety forward lean. Relaxed recline, not desperate approach. Comfortable distance, not needy closeness. Power position, not submission position. This backward lean signals confidence, signals security, signals power, signals authority, signals high status. Forward lean signals eagerness, signals neediness, signals anxiety, signals low status, signals powerlessness. Context matters. Collaborative settings may warrant slight forward lean, showing engagement. Authority settings warrant slight backward lean, showing confidence. Movement power is controlled and deliberate. Deliberate, not fidgeting. Smooth, not jerky. Purposeful, not aimless. Controlled, not reactive. Strategic, not nervous. Every movement intentional. Every gesture purposeful. Every shift deliberate. Every adjustment conscious. This controlled movement signals confidence, signals composure, signals power, signals mastery, signals authority. Fidgeting signals nervousness. Jerky signals anxiety. Aimless signals confusion. Reactive signals powerlessness. Nervous signals weakness. Practice protocol builds postural mastery, builds systematically, builds permanently, builds powerfully. Daily mirror check of posture. Morning assessment. Stand before mirror. Check alignment. Check verticality. Check openness. Check shoulders. Check head. Check feet. Correct deviations. Maintain awareness. Build habit. Create automatic. Video recording reveals truth. Record yourself speaking. Record meetings. Record presentations. Record conversations. Watch with sound off. Observe posture only. See what others see. Identify weaknesses. Practice corrections. Improve systematically. Conscious correction throughout day. Hourly posture check. Set phone reminder. Check current posture. Correct if needed. Maintain awareness. Build consciousness. Create habit. Develop automatic. Holding power poses 2 minutes before important interactions. Before presentations. Before negotiations, before interviews, before confrontations. Stand in high power pose. Hold 2 minutes. Change hormones. Change confidence. Change presence. Change outcome. Through posture. Through body. Through physicality. Through power. Posture communicates power. Slumping signals weakness. Master body language or remain ignored. You understand now that posture is foundation of nonverbal influence through immediate status communication. You understand that powerful posture has 5 characteristics through upright spine, shoulders back, level head, balanced weight, oriented body. You understand that expansion-contraction principle explains status through space claiming versus shrinking. Stop slumping and contracting unconsciously always. Start standing tall and expanding deliberately. Stop crossing arms defensively constantly. Start opening torso confidently consistently. Stop ignoring posture impact completely. Start practicing power posture systematically. Check posture in mirror daily. Record yourself on video weekly. Correct alignment hourly. Hold power poses 2 minutes before important moments. Stand tall. Claim space. Open torso. Relax shoulders. Plant feet. This posture is power. This alignment is influence. This physicality is authority. Your power awaits postural mastery. Your influence awaits body alignment. Your authority awaits physical presence. Master posture now. Stand powerfully. Command through body language starting today. You command through posture now. Next, you must control through gaze. Chapter 5. Control through eye contact, the gaze of authority. Eye contact is most powerful nonverbal tool. Most direct, most immediate, most intimate, most influential, most commanding, most persuasive, most dominant, most connecting, creating connection instantly, demonstrating confidence immediately, establishing dominance clearly, communicating authority powerfully, without words spoken, without explanation given, without justification offered, without argument made, just through eyes, just through gaze, just through looking, just through visual connection. Your eyes communicate. Communicate constantly. Communicate powerfully. Communicate honestly. Communicate influentially. Before words. Beyond words. Without words. Despite words. Eyes reveal truth. Eyes show confidence. Eyes demonstrate power. Eyes establish authority. Eyes create influence. Eyes command respect. Eyes persuade silently. Eyes dominate quietly. Through looking. Through gazing. Through connecting. Through holding. Through controlling. Most people avoid eye contact. Avoid unconsciously. Avoid habitually. Avoid anxiously. Avoid destructively. Looking away constantly. Looking down frequently. Looking around nervously. Looking anywhere except eyes. This avoidance destroys influence. Destroys credibility. Destroys authority. Destroys power. Destroys persuasion. Destroys connection. Destroys respect. Destroys everything. Through looking away. Through gaze avoidance. Through eye escape. Through visual disconnection. Optimal eye contact duration is researched, is measured, is specific, is powerful, is implementable. 60 to 70% of conversation time. Not 100% staring. Not 20% glancing. 60 to 70% sustained. 60 to 70% engaged. 60 to 70% connected. More than 70% signals aggression. Signals threat. Signals dominance attempt. Signals hostile intent. Creates discomfort. Creates resistance. Creates defensiveness. Creates opposition. Too much eye contact repels. Repels influence. Repels connection. Repels persuasion. Less than 60% signals dishonesty or anxiety. Signals deception attempt. Signals nervous avoidance. Signals low confidence. Signals submission. Creates distrust. Creates disconnection. Creates weakness perception. Creates influence failure. Too little eye contact destroys. Destroys credibility. Destroys authority. Destroys persuasion. 60 to 70% is optimal. Is researched. Is proven. Is powerful. Creates connection without aggression. Creates engagement without threat. Creates influence without resistance. Creates authority without opposition. Through measured gaze. Through calibrated looking. through optimized contact, through strategic connection, 3 to 5 second holds before breaking. Long enough for impact, long enough for connection, long enough for influence, long enough for meaning, short enough to avoid discomfort, short enough to prevent aggression, short enough to maintain comfort, short enough to preserve connection. 3 seconds minimum, 5 seconds maximum. Optimal range, powerful duration, influential hold. 3-second hold creates meaningful connection, confident impression, engaged communication, influential presence. 1-second glance creates superficial contact, anxious impression, disengaged communication, weak presence. 10-second stare creates uncomfortable intensity, aggressive impression, threatening communication, dominating presence. 3 to 5 seconds optimal creates maximum influence, creates optimal impression, creates powerful connection, creates confident authority. Breaking gaze matters critically. Direction of break reveals status, reveals power, reveals confidence, reveals authority. Breaking to side signals thinking, signals consideration, signals thoughtfulness, signals confidence, signals equality. Breaking down signals submission, signals deference, signals powerlessness, signals low status, signals defeat. Never break down. Never look down when breaking. Never signal submission. Never communicate powerlessness. Always break to side. Always signal thoughtfulness. Always maintain status. Always preserve power. The power of steady gaze demonstrates dominance, demonstrates clearly, demonstrates powerfully, demonstrates universally. Holding eye contact while others break shows dominance automatically, shows status inherently, shows power naturally, shows confidence obviously. They look away first. They break contact first. They submit first. They signal powerlessness first. You maintain gaze. You hold contact. You stay connected. You demonstrate power through sustained looking, through maintained gaze, through held connection, through visual dominance. This is not staring aggressively, not threatening hostilely, not dominating forcefully, just comfortably maintaining, just confidently holding, just naturally sustaining, just powerfully connecting. While they break, while they look away, while they submit, while they signal powerlessness. Your sustained gaze communicated dominance, communicated confidence, communicated power, communicated authority, without words, without explanation, without justification, without argument, just through eyes, just through gaze, just through sustained looking, just through visual control. Maintaining gaze under pressure demonstrates strength powerfully, demonstrates composure, demonstrates confidence, demonstrates authority, demonstrates mastery. Someone criticizes. You maintain gaze. Someone attacks. You hold contact. Someone provokes. You sustain looking. Someone challenges. You keep connecting. This maintained gaze under pressure shows emotional control, psychological strength, confident power, fearless authority, composed mastery. Eye contact in different contexts requires calibration, requires adjustment, requires sophistication, requires mastery. Context 1, one-on-one conversation. 70% sustained with comfortable breaks. High engagement, strong connection, optimal influence. 3 to 5 second holds. Side breaks, maintain presence. This creates deep connection, strong influence, mutual respect, effective communication, powerful persuasion. Context 2, group settings. Distribute evenly to include all participants. No one ignored. No one excluded. Everyone acknowledged. Everyone respected. Return to decision makers more frequently. More eye contact with power holders. More connection with influencers. Strategic distribution. Calculated engagement. This creates inclusive environment, recognized authority, strategic influence, effective persuasion, group leadership. Context 3, presentations. 2 to 3 second holds with individuals across room. Scan audience systematically. Connect individually briefly. Include everyone gradually. Maintain engagement continuously. Not staring at slides. Not looking at notes. Not avoiding audience. Looking at people. Connecting with individuals. Engaging through eyes. This creates audience connection, speaker credibility, message impact, persuasive delivery, influential presentation. Context 4. Confrontation. Steady gaze without staring. Sustained contact without aggression. Strong connection without threat. Confident looking without dominance. Breaks show you're not threatened. Breaks demonstrate confidence. Breaks signal strength. Breaks communicate power. Not breaking shows rigidity. Shows aggression. Shows threat. Shows weakness attempting dominance. Strategic breaks show confident strength, composed power, controlled authority, fearless mastery. This confrontation gaze creates de-escalation without submission, strength without aggression, authority without threat, power without dominance. Triangle technique enables sustained connection, enables comfort, enables naturalness, enables power. Instead of staring at single point, slowly shift gaze between both eyes and mouth in triangle pattern. Left eye, right eye, mouth. Repeat smoothly. Repeat naturally. Repeat unconsciously. Repeat continuously. This triangle shifting prevents uncomfortable staring, maintains engagement continuously, appears natural and confident, creates powerful connection, enables sustained contact. Without aggression, without discomfort, without artificiality, without weakness, just natural, just confident, just powerful, just influential, through triangle, through variation, through movement, through sophistication. Eye contact commands respect. Avoiding gaze surrenders power. Master the gaze or remain dominated. Power versus warmth through eyes requires intentionality, requires consciousness, requires choice, requires mastery. Different influence goals require different eye contact styles, different impacts, different effects, different outcomes. Soft, sustained gaze creates warmth and trust, creates connection, creates safety, creates openness, creates vulnerability, creates intimacy. Soft eyes, relaxed gaze, gentle looking, warm connection. This soft gaze appropriate for building relationships, creating trust, showing empathy, demonstrating care, establishing safety. Use when connecting personally, supporting emotionally, listening deeply, showing compassion, building intimacy. Hard sustained gaze creates dominance and authority, creates power, creates control, creates submission, creates obedience, creates respect. Hard eyes, intense gaze, strong looking, powerful connection. This hard gaze appropriate for establishing authority, demonstrating power, creating compliance, commanding respect, showing strength. Use when leading decisively, confronting directly, establishing boundaries, demanding accountability, exercising authority. Choose based on influence goal. Choose consciously. Choose strategically. Choose powerfully. Choose wisely. Want to connect? Soft gaze. Want to dominate? Hard gaze. Want to lead? Moderate gaze. Want to support? Gentle gaze. Want to confront? Steady gaze. Strategic choice. Intentional deployment. Conscious mastery. Blinking control demonstrates composure, demonstrates confidence, demonstrates power, demonstrates mastery. Excessive blinking signals anxiety automatically, signals nervousness, signals stress, signals discomfort, signals powerlessness. Rapid blinking, frequent blinking, uncontrolled blinking, visible nervousness. This excessive blinking destroys credibility perception, confidence impression, authority communication, power demonstration, influence capacity. Reduced blinking shows confidence clearly, shows composure, shows strength, shows power, shows control. Slow blinking, infrequent blinking, controlled blinking, visible confidence. This reduced blinking creates credibility enhancement, confidence demonstration, authority establishment, power communication, influence amplification. Controlled blinking demonstrates composure powerfully, demonstrates deliberately, demonstrates masterfully. Normal rate, natural rhythm, comfortable pattern, controlled execution. Neither excessive nor absent, neither nervous nor robotic. Just natural, just confident, just powerful, just masterful. Practice blinking awareness. Notice current rate. Slow if excessive. Normalize if absent. Control consciously. Make automatic eventually. Through practice. Through awareness. Through discipline. Through mastery. Common eye contact errors destroy influence. Destroy credibility. Destroy authority. Destroy power. Destroy persuasion. Error 1. Darting eyes. Eyes moving rapidly. Scanning constantly. Shifting frequently. Never settling. Never connecting. Never holding. Never engaging. This darting signals anxiety clearly, dishonesty suspectedly, nervousness obviously, insecurity certainly, powerlessness completely. Creates distrust immediately, disconnection totally, weakness perception, influence failure, persuasion impossibility. Never dart eyes. Never scan rapidly. Never shift constantly. Maintain steady gaze. Hold connection. Sustain looking. Control eyes. Error 2. Staring too long. Holding beyond comfort. Sustaining beyond appropriate. Connecting beyond natural. Looking beyond reasonable. 10+ second holds. Unbroken staring. Aggressive looking. Uncomfortable intensity. This excessive staring creates aggression perception, threat feeling, discomfort experience, resistance generation, opposition creation. Not authority, not confidence, not power. Aggression, threat, discomfort. 3 to 5 seconds optimal. Not 10+. Not endless. Not aggressive. Calibrate duration. Maintain comfort. Preserve connection. Demonstrate power without threat. Error 3. Looking away when speaking. You speak. You look away. You explain. You avoid eyes. You argue. You break contact. You convince. You look down. This looking away when speaking undermines your own words completely. Undermines your own message. Undermines your own argument. Undermines your own credibility. Signals. Don't believe own words. Unsure of own message. Uncomfortable with own position. Lacking confidence in own argument. Destroying influence. Destroying persuasion. Destroying credibility. Destroying power. Maintain eye contact when speaking. Especially when speaking. Most important when speaking. Hold gaze when delivering message. Sustain contact when making point. Keep connecting when arguing position. Your eyes support your words. Your gaze strengthens your message. Your contact amplifies your argument. Your looking powers your persuasion. Error 4. Looking down when challenged. Someone challenges. You look down. Someone questions. You break down. Someone attacks. You submit visually. Someone confronts. You signal defeat. This downward break signals submission immediately. Signals powerlessness instantly. Signals defeat completely. Signals weakness totally. Never look down when challenged. Never break down when questioned. Never submit visually when attacked. Never signal defeat when confronted. Maintain gaze or break to side. Hold contact or think sideways. Sustain looking or consider laterally. Stay connected or reflect horizontally. Never down. Never submission. Never defeat. Never powerlessness. Eye contact commands respect. Avoiding gaze surrenders power. Master the gaze or remain dominated. You understand now that eye contact is most powerful nonverbal tool through direct connection. You understand that optimal duration is 60 to 70% with 3 to 5 second holds through research-backed calibration. You understand that breaking direction matters critically through status signaling. Stop avoiding eye contact habitually and unconsciously. Start maintaining 60 to 70% sustained gaze deliberately. Stop breaking gaze downward when challenged ever. Start breaking to side, maintaining status always. Stop darting eyes nervously and constantly. Start holding steady gaze confidently and powerfully. Practice eye contact in every conversation starting today. Count to 3 before breaking. Break to side, never down. Maintain gaze when speaking especially. Hold contact when challenged particularly. Use triangle technique for sustained comfort. Choose soft versus hard, gaze strategically. Control blinking consciously. This gaze is power. This contact is influence. This looking is authority. Your power awaits eye contact mastery. Your influence awaits gaze control. Your authority awaits visual command. Master eye contact now. Control gaze. Command through eyes starting today. You control through gaze now. Next, you must influence through space. Chapter 6. Influence through space, proxemics, and positioning. Spatial positioning communicates power and creates influence. Communicates automatically. Communicates unconsciously. Communicates universally. Communicates powerfully. Creates systematically. How you use space signals status. Where you position yourself demonstrates authority. How close you stand shows confidence. Where you sit establishes power. How you claim territory communicates dominance. All nonverbal, all preverbal, all unconscious, all powerful, all influential. Before words spoken, before conversation begins, before interaction starts. Spatial positioning already communicated, already influenced, already persuaded, already established. Power level, status degree, authority presence, confidence amount, respect worthiness. Through space alone, through positioning alone, through distance alone, through territory alone, through proxemics alone. Most people unconscious of spatial communication, unconscious of space power, unconscious of positioning influence, unconscious of distance meaning, unconscious of territory significance, random positioning, thoughtless spacing, careless territory use, unconscious proxemics. This spatial unconsciousness surrenders power, surrenders influence, surrenders authority, surrenders persuasion, surrenders respect, through ignorance, through carelessness, through unconsciousness, through randomness. Strategic spatial positioning creates influence, creates powerfully, creates deliberately, creates systematically, creates masterfully. Proxemic zones were researched by Edward T. Hall, researched systematically, researched scientifically, researched comprehensively, researched transformatively, for distinct zones, for spatial distances, for relationship indicators, for power implications, for influence opportunities. Zone 1, intimate distance, 0 to 18 inches, 0 to half meter, very close proximity, physical nearness, breath-feeling distance, touch possible closeness, reserved for close relationships exclusively, reserved for romantic partners, reserved for family members, reserved for intimate friends, reserved for trusted confidants. Invasion of intimate distance by strangers or acquaintances creates immediate discomfort, visceral reaction, fight or flight response, defensive reaction, boundary violation feeling, or creates dominance demonstration, power assertion, status establishment, authority communication, intimidation effect, strategic invasion, calculated closeness, deliberate proximity, intentional nearness, for influence, for dominance, for power, for control. Zone 2, personal distance, 18 inches to 4 feet, half meter to 1.2 meters, normal conversation distance, comfortable interaction proximity, standard social spacing, typical engagement distance. Most influence happens here. Most persuasion occurs here. Most communication flows here. Most interaction exists here. This is power distance. Is influence space? Is persuasion proximity? Is authority zone? Zone 3. Social distance. 4 to 12 feet. 1.2 to 3.6 meters. Formal interactions. Professional meetings. Business conversations. Impersonal exchanges. Authority distance. Leader-follower spacing. Boss-employee proximity. Expert-audience separation. This distance creates formality automatically, professionalism inherently, authority naturally, power obviously, separation clearly. Less influence than personal distance. Less persuasion than closer proximity. Less connection than nearer spacing. More formality than intimate distance. More authority than personal proximity. More power than close engagement. Zone 4, public distance. 12 plus feet. 3.6 plus meters. Presentations. Speeches. Performances. Public addresses. Leader positioning. Authority demonstration. Power communication. Status establishment. This distance creates maximum formality, maximum authority, maximum separation, maximum power, maximum status, minimum intimacy, minimum connection, minimum personal influence, maximum positional power. Understanding these zones enables strategic positioning, enables deliberate spacing, enables calculated proximity, enables powerful influence through distance control, through zone selection, through spatial mastery, influence through space. Proxemics communicates status, master positioning or remain powerless. Power through space claiming is fundamental, is universal, is automatic, is powerful. Taking more space signals higher status automatically, signals power inherently, signals confidence naturally, signals authority obviously, signals dominance clearly. Research demonstrates high-status individuals claim more space, low-status individuals minimize space. Powerful people expand physically, powerless people contract physically, leaders spread out, followers shrink in. This space claiming is unconscious, is automatic, is universal, is revealing, is influential. Your space use communicates your status. Your territory claiming demonstrates your power. Your spatial expansion signals your confidence. Your physical presence shows your authority. Comfortable expansion shows confidence powerfully, shows security, shows strength, shows power, shows belonging. Spreading possessions comfortably, extending body naturally, claiming armrests casually, taking available space confidently, not apologizing for presence, not minimizing footprint, not shrinking physically, not contracting spatially. This comfortable expansion creates status perception, power impression, confidence communication, authority demonstration, influence amplification. Territorial claiming demonstrates authority clearly, demonstrates power, demonstrates dominance, demonstrates control, demonstrates ownership, claiming best seat, claiming head position, claiming central location, claiming optimal spot, claiming strategic position, before others arrive, before meeting starts, before interaction begins. This territorial claiming communicates authority clearly, power obviously, status inherently, confidence naturally, dominance automatically. Space protection maintains power necessarily, maintains status, maintains authority, maintains influence, maintains dominance. Once claim, defend territory. Once established, protect space. Once taken, maintain position. Once occupied, preserve location. Others attempt invasion. Attempt encroachment. Attempt displacement. Attempt takeover. You maintain position. You protect space. You defend territory. You preserve claim. Through presence. Through assertion. Through confidence. Through power. This space protection shows strength clearly, confidence obviously, authority naturally, power inherently, status automatically. Strategic positioning in rooms creates advantage, creates influence, creates power, creates authority, creates dominance. Position 1, head of table, traditional authority position, classic power location, obvious leader spot, standard boss position. Sitting at head communicates leadership automatically, authority inherently, power naturally, control obviously, status clearly. Everyone sees, everyone knows, everyone responds, everyone defers. Position 2, center of long side, controls conversation flow, manages discussion direction, influences interaction pattern, directs communication sequence, seeing everyone, heard by all, controlling flow, managing dynamics. This central position creates influence naturally, control inherently, power obviously, authority clearly, status automatically. Position 3, standing while others sit. Height advantage creates dominance immediately, creates power automatically, creates authority inherently, creates status naturally, creates influence obviously, vertical superiority, physical elevation, spatial dominance, postural power, looking down literally, communicating power physically, demonstrating authority spatially, establishing dominance vertically. This standing creates immediate dominance, automatic authority, natural power, obvious status, clear influence. Position 4, door control. Near exit controls who enters, controls who leaves, controls flow, controls access, controls environment. Gatekeeping position, controlling position, power position, authority position, influence position. Sitting near door enables entrance control, exit management, flow direction, access regulation, environment domination. Through positioning, through location, through space, through power, movement and space communicate confidence, communicate power, communicate authority, communicate status, communicate influence. Purposeful walking shows confidence clearly, shows direction, shows decisiveness, shows strength, shows power, direct paths to destinations. No wandering, no meandering, no uncertainty, no confusion, straight lines, clear direction, decisive movement, confident walking. This purposeful movement signals confidence obviously, decisiveness clearly, power naturally, authority inherently, status automatically. Claiming space when entering shows confidence powerfully, shows belonging, shows authority, shows power, shows status. Enter room. Don't shrink into corners. Don't minimize presence. Don't contract physically. Don't apologize spatially. Walk in confidently. Claim central space. Take available room. Spread presence. Establish territory. This entrance claiming creates immediate impact, instant presence, automatic authority, natural power, obvious status. Stillness in power moments demonstrates control, demonstrates composure, demonstrates confidence, demonstrates authority, demonstrates mastery, not fidgeting nervously, not pacing anxiously, not moving unnecessarily, not shifting constantly, standing still powerfully, sitting motionless confidently, remaining stationary authoritatively, maintaining position masterfully. This stillness shows emotional control, psychological strength, confident composure, powerful presence, authoritative bearing. Strategic approaching creates influence, creates power, creates dominance, creates authority, creates control. Moving into other space shows dominance clearly, shows power, shows confidence, shows authority, shows status. Deliberately approaching, closing distance intentionally, entering personal space strategically, invading zone calculatedly. This approaching demonstrates confidence obviously, power naturally, dominance inherently, authority automatically, status clearly. Allowing others to approach shows security alternatively, shows confidence differently, shows power alternatively, shows authority distinctly, shows status uniquely. not approaching them, letting them approach, not closing distance, letting them close, not entering space, letting them enter, remaining positioned, maintaining location, staying stationary, holding ground. This allowing demonstrates supreme confidence, ultimate security, natural authority, inherent power, obvious status. Both approaching and allowing are powerful. Both demonstrate confidence. Both communicate authority. Both establish power. Both create influence. Choose strategically. Choose contextually. Choose deliberately. Choose masterfully. Angle positioning affects dynamics. Affects relationship. Affects communication. Affects power. Affects influence. Face-to-face positioning is confrontational or intimate. Confrontational in formal contexts. Intimate in close relationships. Adversarial in conflicts. Romantic in partnerships. Direct opposition. Complete facing. Full attention. Total engagement. Intense connection. Use strategically. Use deliberately. Use powerfully. 90-degree angle positioning is collaborative and comfortable. Side-by-side conference. Corner connection. L-shaped arrangement. Cooperative configuration. Partnership positioning. This angle creates collaboration naturally, comfort inherently, cooperation obviously, partnership automatically, teamwork clearly. Use for building alliances, creating partnerships, fostering cooperation, developing collaboration, establishing teamwork. Side-by-side positioning is unified front or casual. Unified against opposition. Casual among equals. Allied positioning. Peer arrangement. Same direction facing. Parallel alignment. Unified stance. Equal position. This side-by-side creates unity perception, equality feeling, alliance impression, partnership communication, solidarity demonstration. Use for presenting united front, demonstrating equality, showing alliance, communicating partnership, establishing solidarity. Behind positioning is authority or support. Authority when leading. Support when following. Boss behind employee. Mentor behind mentee. Leader behind team. Supporter behind leader. This behind creates authority if higher status, support if lower status, guidance if mentoring, protection if defending, backing if supporting. Use strategically. Use contextually. Use deliberately. Personal space violations create influence strategically. Create pressure deliberately. Create dominance calculatedly. Create power intentionally. Create control systematically. Strategic closeness creates pressure automatically. Creates discomfort intentionally. Creates submission potentially. Creates compliance possibly. Creates influence certainly. Moving closer than comfortable. Invading personal space slightly. Crossing normal boundary subtly. Entering the zone deliberately. This closeness creates psychological pressure, physical discomfort, spatial dominance, postural power, influence amplification. Comfortable invasion shows dominance clearly. Shows confidence. Shows power. Shows authority. Shows status. You comfortable. They uncomfortable. You relaxed. They tense. You confident. They anxious. You powerful. They submissive. Through space alone. Through distance alone. Through proximity alone. Through invasion alone. Respecting space shows respect or submission contextually. Shows respect to superiors. Shows submission to equals. Shows deference to authorities. Shows weakness to peers. Maintaining distance appropriately. Honoring boundaries carefully. Respecting zones consciously. Preserving separation deliberately. This respect creates respectful impression if intentional, submissive impression if fearful, appropriate behavior if strategic, weak behavior if anxious. Choose deliberately. Choose strategically. Choose powerfully. Environmental control amplifies influence. Amplifies power. Amplifies authority. Amplifies dominance. Amplifies control. Claiming best positions early creates advantage. Creates power. Creates influence. creates authority, creates control. Arrive first, choose best seat, claim optimal position, take strategic location, establish territory, before others arrive, before meeting starts, before interaction begins. This early claiming ensures position advantage, location power, spatial authority, territorial dominance, environmental control. Adjusting environment to advantage creates power, creates control, creates influence, creates authority, creates dominance. Moving chairs strategically, adjusting temperature deliberately, managing lighting intentionally, controlling noise calculatedly, arranging space powerfully. These adjustments create environmental dominance, situational control, contextual power, spatial authority, influence amplification. Using physical barriers strategically creates effects, creates power, creates distance, creates authority, creates formality. Desk creates authority distance automatically, creates formal separation, creates power differential, creates status communication, creates influence enhancement. Boss behind desk, employee before desk, authority established, power communicated, status demonstrated, through barrier, through distance, through separation. Removal shows openness alternatively, shows accessibility, shows equality, shows connection, shows approachability. Meeting without desk, sitting beside, removing barrier, eliminating separation, creating connection. This removal demonstrates openness clearly, accessibility obviously, equality naturally, connection inherently, approachability automatically. Choose barrier or removal strategically. Choose distance or connection deliberately. Choose formality or informality consciously. Choose power demonstration or relationship building intentionally. Influence through space. Proxemics communicates status. Master positioning or remain powerless. You understand now that spatial positioning communicates power through proxemic zones and territory claiming. You understand that 4 zones exist through Hall's research with different influence implications. You understand that strategic positioning in rooms creates advantage through location selection. Stop positioning randomly and unconsciously always. Start claiming space deliberately and strategically. Stop shrinking presence and minimizing footprint. Start expanding comfortably and claiming territory. Stop accepting poor positions passively. Start claiming best positions early. Practice spatial awareness in every environment starting today. Identify 4 proxemic zones in conversations. Claim more space comfortably. Position strategically in rooms. Use distance deliberately for influence. Control environment when possible. Enter spaces claiming presence. Move purposefully, not nervously. This space is power. This positioning is influence. This proxemics is authority. Your power awaits spatial mastery. Your influence awaits positioning control. Your authority awaits proxemic command. Master space now. Position powerfully. Influence through proxemics starting today. You influence through space now. Next, you must persuade through actions. Chapter 7. Persuade through actions. Demonstration over explanation. Actions persuade infinitely more powerfully than words. Infinitely more. Immeasurably more. Incomparably more. Undeniably more. Universally more. What you do outweighs what you say. Always. Automatically. Unconsciously. Universally. Powerfully. Demonstration beats explanation. Every time. Every situation. Every context. Every relationship. Every interaction. Embodiment trumps description. Completely. Totally. Absolutely. Permanently. Inevitably. Your actions reveal truth. Your behaviors show reality. Your choices demonstrate priorities. Your habits expose values. Your conduct proves character. More than words ever could. More than explanations ever would. More than justifications ever do. More than arguments ever achieve. more than promises ever convince. People watch what you do. Watch constantly. Watch carefully. Watch unconsciously. Watch judgmentally. Not what you say. Not what you claim. Not what you promise. Not what you explain. Not what you justify. What you do. What you demonstrate. What you show. What you prove. What you embody. Actions speak. Actions convince. Actions influence. Actions persuade. Actions dominate. Words fade. Words deceive. Words manipulate. Words confuse. Words disappoint. This action-word gap is universal, is automatic, is powerful, is unchangeable, is leverageable. The action-word credibility gap destroys verbal persuasion, destroys completely, destroys automatically, destroys universally, destroys permanently. Saying, "I'm reliable," means nothing without demonstration, means zero, means empty, means worthless, means unbelievable. Claiming reliability verbally creates skepticism immediately, doubt automatically, disbelief naturally, suspicion inherently, distrust obviously. Words claiming reliability are cheap, are easy, are meaningless, are unpersuasive, are worthless. Consistently showing up on time means everything. Means proof, means demonstration, means credibility, means persuasion. Showing reliability through actions creates belief immediately, trust automatically, credibility naturally, confidence inherently, respect obviously. Actions proving reliability are costly to fake, difficult to maintain, meaningful to observe, persuasive to witness, valuable to experience. Single on-time arrival outweighs 100 unreliable claims. Single kept commitment outweighs 1,000 reliability promises. Single demonstrated consistency outweighs million verbal assurances. Actions speak. Words whisper. Actions prove. Words claim. Actions convince. Words attempt. Actions succeed. Words fail. Claiming, "I'm competent," creates doubt immediately. Creates suspicion. Creates skepticism. Creates disbelief. Creates questioning. Verbal competence claims signal. Insecurity actually, incompetence potentially, desperation possibly, overcompensation likely, weakness certainly. Competent people don't claim competence, don't announce ability, don't assert skill, don't proclaim expertise, don't verbalize mastery. They demonstrate silently. They prove through action. They show through performance. They convince through results. They persuade through execution. Demonstrating competence creates respect automatically, creates belief, creates credibility, creates trust, creates influence. Demonstration through flawless execution, excellent results, consistent performance, superior outcomes, masterful delivery. This demonstration convinces. Convinces completely. Convinces permanently. Convinces powerfully. Convinces universally. Single competent performance outweighs 100 competence claims. Single excellent result outweighs 1,000 ability promises. Single masterful execution outweighs million expertise assertions. Show don't tell. Demonstrate don't claim. Prove don't assert. Execute don't promise. Perform don't announce. Stating, "I'm confident," signals insecurity paradoxically. Signals doubt. Signals anxiety. Signals weakness. Signals powerlessness. Confident people never state confidence verbally. Never claim self-assurance. Never announce certainty. Never assert strength. Never verbalize power. Why? Because confidence shows through behavior, shows through posture, shows through gaze, shows through voice, shows through presence, shows through actions, shows automatically, shows obviously, shows powerfully, shows convincingly, shows universally. Behaving confidently creates belief automatically, creates perception, creates influence, creates persuasion, creates respect. Confident behavior includes upright posture naturally, steady eye contact comfortably, calm voice inherently, relaxed presence obviously, decisive action clearly, strategic silence powerfully. This behavior convinces. Convinces without words. Convinces without claims. Convinces without statements. Convinces without announcements. Convinces through demonstration, through embodiment, through presence, through action, through being. Verbal confidence claim destroys actual confidence perception. Behavioral confidence demonstration creates genuine confidence belief. Actions speak. Words undermine. Actions prove. Words destroy. Actions convince. Words repel. Actions persuade. Words create doubt. Demonstrate power or remain unbelieved. Action types that influence are specific, are powerful, are universal, are leverageable, are masterable. Type 1, consistency. Repeatedly doing what you say builds trust exponentially, builds credibility, builds influence, builds persuasion, builds authority. Not doing once, doing repeatedly, not claiming repeatedly, doing repeatedly, not promising consistency, demonstrating consistency through repeated action, through sustained behavior, through continuous performance, through permanent execution, through endless demonstration. First instance creates notice. Second instance creates pattern recognition. Third instance creates expectation. Fourth instance creates trust. Fifth instance creates belief. 10th instance creates certainty. 100th instance creates unshakable conviction. Through consistency, through repetition, through sustained demonstration, through permanent action. This consistency is costly to fake, difficult to maintain, impossible to fake long-term, powerful to observe, persuasive to experience. Builds exponential trust, builds geometric credibility, builds multiplicative influence. Through time, through repetition, through consistency, through action. Type 2, sacrifice. What you give up reveals priorities more than what you claim. Reveals truly, reveals honestly, reveals powerfully, reveals convincingly, reveals universally. Claiming family is priority means nothing, means empty, means worthless, means unbelievable. While working 80 hours weekly, while missing children's events, while choosing work over family repeatedly. Words claim family priority. Actions demonstrate work priority. Conflict exists. People believe actions. People dismiss words. People see truth. People recognize priorities. Through sacrifice observation, through choice witnessing, through behavior noticing. Sacrificing work advancement for family time reveals true priority, reveals convincingly, reveals powerfully, reveals permanently, reveals believably. Turning down promotion requiring relocation, leaving work early for children's events, choosing family vacation over business opportunity, prioritizing dinner with spouse over client meeting. These sacrifices speak loudly. Speak clearly. Speak truthfully. Speak convincingly. Actions reveal. Words conceal. Actions prove. Words claim. Actions convince. Words attempt. Type 3. Courage. Facing difficulty demonstrates character more than easy words. Demonstrates truly. Demonstrates powerfully. Demonstrates convincingly. Demonstrates permanently. Claiming, I'm brave, means nothing while avoiding difficulty, means empty while dodging conflict, means worthless while escaping challenge, means unbelievable while fleeing discomfort. Brave words are cheap, are easy, are meaningless, are unpersuasive. Brave actions are costly, are difficult, are meaningful, are persuasive. Facing fear despite discomfort, confronting conflict despite anxiety. Addressing difficulty despite preference for ease. Speaking truth despite social pressure. Standing alone despite desire for approval. These courageous actions demonstrate character, demonstrate strength, demonstrate integrity, demonstrate power. More than 1,000 brave claims. More than million courage promises. More than billion strength assertions. Actions prove courage. Words claim courage. Actions convince. Words attempt. Actions succeed. Words fail. Type 4. Discipline. Daily actions reveal true commitment beyond stated intentions. Reveal truly. Reveal honestly. Reveal powerfully. Reveal permanently. Stating, "I'm committed to health," means nothing. Means empty. Means worthless. While eating poorly. While skipping exercise. While neglecting sleep. While choosing comfort over discipline. Words state commitment. Actions demonstrate lack of commitment. Conflict exists. People believe actions. People dismiss words. Daily disciplined actions prove commitment. Prove powerfully. Prove convincingly. Prove permanently. Exercising daily regardless of mood. Eating healthy despite cravings. Sleeping consistently despite temptations. Maintaining habits despite difficulty. These disciplined actions demonstrate commitment, demonstrate strength, demonstrate character, demonstrate integrity, more than any verbal commitment, more than any stated intention, more than any promised dedication, more than any claimed discipline. Daily actions reveal truth. Daily choices show priorities. Daily habits demonstrate character. Daily execution proves commitment. Through discipline, through consistency, through action, through demonstration. Type 5. Generosity. Giving without seeking credit creates genuine influence. Creates authentically. Creates powerfully. Creates permanently. Creates believably. Announcing generosity destroys generosity's influence. Publicizing giving eliminates giving's persuasion. Broadcasting charity negates charity's impact. Advertising kindness undermines kindness's effect. Because motive becomes suspect, authenticity becomes questionable, genuineness becomes doubtful, character becomes uncertain. Anonymous giving. Quiet generosity. Private charity. Secret kindness. Unannounced support. Hidden assistance. Concealed help. These create maximum influence, genuine persuasion, authentic impact, powerful effect, lasting impression. People discover eventually, learn through others, hear through witnesses, find through recipients, realize through observation. Your quiet generosity revealed, your anonymous giving discovered, your secret kindness exposed, your hidden support uncovered. This discovery creates maximum credibility, ultimate trust, complete influence, total persuasion, absolute respect. Because generosity was not for credit, not for recognition, not for reputation, not for influence, genuine purely, authentic completely, real totally. Actions speak. Words cheapen. Actions convince. Words undermine. Actions persuade. Words destroy. The show don't tell principle is universal, is powerful, is transformative, is absolute, is unchangeable. Leaders who work alongside team outperform those who only direct. Outperform dramatically. Outperform consistently. Outperform universally. Outperform permanently. Leader directing from office. Work harder. Execute better. Deliver more. Team response. Resentment. Resistance. Minimal effort. Poor performance. Low morale. Leader working alongside team. No words necessary. Example speaks. Demonstration convinces. Action persuades. Embodiment influences. Team response. Respect. Motivation. Maximum effort. Excellent performance. High morale. Same team. Different leader behavior. Completely different outcome. Through action. Through demonstration. Through embodiment. Through example. Parents who model behavior influence more than those who lecture. Influence dramatically more. Influence permanently more. Influence deeply more. Influence authentically more. Parent lecturing. Be honest. Work hard. Treat people kindly. Show integrity. While lying occasionally. While cutting corners. While treating people poorly. While compromising integrity. Words say one thing. Actions show opposite. Children believe actions. Children dismiss words. Children learn. Hypocrisy. Words are meaningless. Actions reveal truth. Do as I do, not as I say. Parent modeling silently. Demonstrating honesty consistently. Working hard visibly. Treating people kindly obviously. Showing integrity clearly. No lectures needed. No speeches required. No explanations necessary. Children observe. Children learn. Children model. Children embody. Through watching. Through witnessing. Through observing. Through experiencing. Actions teach. Words preach. Actions convince. Words annoy. Actions influence. Words repel. Teachers who demonstrate engage more than those who explain. Engage deeply. Engage authentically. Engage powerfully. Engage permanently. Teacher explaining verbally only. This is how you do it. Follow these steps. Execute this way. Students, bored, disengaged, confused, struggling, failing. Teacher demonstrating visibly, showing execution, modeling process, proving possibility, embodying mastery. Students, engaged, focused, understanding, succeeding, learning. Through observation, through witnessing, through demonstration, through modeling. Negotiators who walk away gain more than those who threaten verbally. Gain significantly. Gain consistently. Gain powerfully. Gain universally. Negotiator threatening. I'll walk away unless you agree. I'll leave if you don't concede. I'll terminate if you refuse. Threats are cheap to make, easy to issue, meaningless often, unbelievable frequently, ineffective usually. Opponent response. Call bluff, test resolve, ignore threat, maintain position. Negotiator actually walking away. No threats, no warnings, no explanations, just action, just departure, just demonstration. Silent power. Demonstrated resolve. Proven willingness. Actual consequence. Opponent response. Panic often. Reconsider immediately. Concede frequently. Chase desperately. Action convinced. Action persuaded. Action influenced. Action dominated. Where threats failed. Where words failed. Where explanations failed. Action succeeded. Through demonstration. Through execution. Through embodiment. Through power. Actions persuade. Words create doubt. Demonstrate power or remain unbelieved. You understand now that actions persuade infinitely more than words through universal credibility gap. You understand that 5 action types influence powerfully through consistency, sacrifice, courage, discipline, generosity. You understand that show-don't-tell principle is universal through leader, parent, teacher, negotiator examples. Stop claiming qualities verbally constantly. Start demonstrating qualities through action consistently. Stop making promises and commitments verbally. Start keeping commitments and showing consistency behaviorally. Stop threatening and warning verbally in negotiations. Start walking away and demonstrating resolve actually. Identify one quality you want to be known for starting today. Reliable, competent, honest, disciplined, kind. Stop claiming it verbally completely. Start demonstrating it through action exclusively. Show up consistently. Execute excellently. Keep commitments completely. Demonstrate discipline daily. Give generously quietly. Let action speak. Let behavior convince. Let demonstration persuade. Let execution influence. Let embodiment dominate. This demonstration is power. This action is influence. This embodiment is persuasion. Your power awaits action demonstration. Your influence awaits behavioral proof. Your persuasion awaits execution evidence. Demonstrate now. Show through action. Persuade through demonstration starting today. You persuade through actions now. Next, you must project through presence. Chapter 8. Project through presence. The aura of authority. Presence is holistic, nonverbal influence. Is comprehensive. Is total. Is integrated. Is complete. Is powerful. The total package of how you show up, how you appear, how you enter, how you exist, how you occupy space, how you command attention, how you influence atmosphere, how you affect environment, the energy you bring to interactions, to rooms, to conversations, to meetings, to relationships, to situations, the space you command without trying, without forcing, without demanding, without insisting, without pushing, the attention you attract without seeking, without asking, without requesting, without begging, without manipulating. This presence is power, is influence, is authority, is persuasion, is mastery, not single element, not isolated component, not individual channel, not specific technique, not particular tactic, holistic integration, complete embodiment, total alignment, comprehensive manifestation, integrated expression of everything, of posture, of gaze, of space, of action, of silence, of voice, of appearance, of energy, of being, all channels aligned, all elements integrated, all components synchronized, all aspects coordinated, all parts unified, creating presence, creating power, creating authority, creating influence, creating mastery. The presence-absence contrast reveals truth, reveals clearly, reveals powerfully, reveals universally. High presence feels there is someone in the room, someone important entered, someone powerful arrived, someone commanding appeared, someone influential is here. Attention drawn, energy shifted, atmosphere changed, dynamics altered, power felt, without words, without introduction, without announcement, without explanation, just presence, just arrival, just being, just existing, just occupying space. Absence feels opposite. Feels there's a body occupying space. Someone physically present but energetically absent. A person here but not really here. Physical presence but no actual presence. Existing but not commanding. Attention not drawn. Energy unchanged. Atmosphere unaffected. Dynamics undisturbed. Power unfelt. Despite physical presence. Despite actual attendance. Despite bodily existence. Despite spatial occupation. No presence. No power. No influence. No authority. No command. Same room. Different people. Completely different presence. Completely different impact. Completely different influence. Completely different power. Through presence alone. Through being alone. Through energy alone. Through existence alone. Presence components combine synergistically. Combine multiplicatively. Combine powerfully. Combine transformatively. Creating total effect. Creating comprehensive impact. Creating integrated influence. Creating holistic persuasion. Component 1. Physical presence. Posture excellence becomes default naturally. Upright spine automatic. Shoulders back habitual. Head level constant. Balance maintained. Weight grounded. Without thinking. Without trying. Without forcing. Without remembering. Just being. Just existing. Just natural. Deliberate movement replaces fidgeting automatically. Purposeful gestures. Controlled shifts. Intentional adjustments. Strategic positioning. No nervous movement. No anxious fidgeting. No unconscious shifting. No reactive adjusting. Grooming signals self-respect, obviously. Clean appearance. Appropriate dress. Maintain hygiene. Attention to detail. Care demonstrated. Not vanity. Not obsession. Just respect. Self-respect. Other respect. Situation respect. Fitness creates vitality visibly. Healthy body. Energetic presence. Strong appearance. Vital energy. Physical capability. Radiating health. Projecting strength. Demonstrating vitality. Showing fitness. Health radiates energy powerfully. Glowing skin. Bright eyes. Strong posture. Energetic movement. Vital presence. Sickness shows opposite. Dull skin. Tired eyes. Weak posture. Lethargic movement. Low energy. Physical presence foundation. Physical presence critical. Physical presence powerful. Physical presence influential. Component 2. Emotional presence. Composure under pressure demonstrates strength. Calm during crisis. Steady during chaos. Controlled during conflict. Composed during challenge. Grounded during difficulty. Not reacting emotionally. Not losing control. Not becoming anxious. Not showing panic. Not demonstrating fear. Maintaining equilibrium. Maintaining steadiness. Maintaining control. Maintaining power. Maintaining authority. Through pressure. Through stress. Through difficulty. Through challenge. Through crisis. Confidence in uncertainty shows security. Comfortable with ambiguity. Comfortable with unknown. Comfortable with unpredictable. Comfortable with uncertain. Not needing certainty. Not requiring guarantees. Not demanding assurance. Not seeking confirmation. Comfortable not knowing. Confident despite uncertainty. Secure without guarantees. Strong without assurance. Powerful without confirmation. Authenticity without apology demonstrates integrity. Being yourself powerfully. Being genuine confidently. Being real authoritatively. Being honest influentially. Not pretending. Not faking. Not performing. Not acting. Just being. Being authentically. Being genuinely. Being powerfully. Being influentially. Emotional regulation manages feelings consciously. Feeling emotions. Not suppressing emotions, but managing emotions, but controlling expressions, but choosing responses, but directing energy. Feeling anger. Not showing rage. Feeling fear. Not demonstrating panic. Feeling sadness. Not displaying weakness. Managing consciously. Regulating deliberately. Controlling powerfully. Component 3. Mental presence. Full attention on current moment creates engagement. Present completely. Focused totally. Engaged fully. Attentive absolutely. Not distracted by past. Not worried about future. Not thinking elsewhere. Not mentally absent. Here now. Present now. Engaged now. Focused now. Powerful now. Awareness of room dynamics enables response. Reading nonverbal signals. Noticing body language. Sensing energy shifts. Detecting tension changes. Perceiving power dynamics. Observing interaction patterns. Understanding relationships. Seeing connections. This awareness creates appropriate response, strategic action, powerful intervention, influential engagement, masterful navigation. Intentionality in interactions demonstrates purpose. Knowing your purpose, knowing your goal, knowing your intention, knowing your objective, not wandering aimlessly, not engaging randomly, not interacting thoughtlessly, not participating unconsciously. Purposeful engagement, intentional interaction, deliberate participation, strategic involvement, strategic thinking visible through focus shows intelligence. Thinking deeply, considering carefully, analyzing thoroughly, evaluating completely, visible through focused attention, thoughtful pauses, considered responses, strategic questions, intelligent contributions. This visible thinking demonstrates intelligence obviously, wisdom clearly, capability powerfully, mastery influentially. Grounding creates presence foundational, creates literally, creates physically, creates energetically, creates powerfully. Breathing deeply and slowly grounds immediately. Deep belly breaths, slow inhalation, slower exhalation, controlled rhythm, deliberate pace. This deep breathing calms nervous system, reduces anxiety, increases focus, enhances presence, creates grounding. Feeling feet on ground connects physically. Awareness of contact, sensation of pressure, experience of support, recognition of stability, connection to earth. This feet awareness grounds energy, stabilizes presence, enhances power, increases influence, creates authority. Relaxing unnecessary tension releases energy. Identifying tension. releasing grip, softening muscles, opening body, freeing energy. Tension held is energy wasted, power diminished, presence reduced, influence limited, authority weakened. Relaxation enables energy flow, power expression, presence amplification, influence maximization, authority demonstration. Centering before entering important situations prepares powerfully. Before meeting, before presentation, before negotiation, before confrontation, before interaction. Taking moment, breathing deeply, grounding physically, centering mentally, focusing intentionally. This centering creates powerful entry, commanding presence, influential arrival, authoritative beginning, masterful engagement. Maintaining core stability during interactions sustains power. Physical core stable, emotional core stable, mental core stable, energetic core stable, not reactive, not destabilized, not thrown off, not unbalanced, not disrupted. Maintaining center, maintaining ground, maintaining stability, maintaining power, maintaining presence. Through interaction, through challenge, through provocation, through difficulty, through pressure. Charisma as presence combines elements. Combines warmth plus competence. Combines approachability plus authority. Combines kindness plus strength. Combines openness plus power. Combines humanity plus capability. Warmth alone creates likability without respect, friendliness without influence, niceness without authority, approachability without power. Competence alone creates respect without connection, capability without warmth, authority without approachability, power without humanity. Warmth plus competence creates respect with connection, capability with warmth, authority with approachability, power with humanity, influence with likability, persuasion with friendship. This combination is charisma, is presence, is power, is influence, is mastery. Genuine interest in others creates connection, real curiosity, authentic attention, true engagement, honest interest, not fake politeness, not manipulative charm, not strategic networking, not calculated friendliness. Genuine interest, genuine curiosity, genuine attention, genuine engagement. Ability to make people feel seen validates powerfully. Seeing them truly, hearing them completely, acknowledging them genuinely, validating them authentically, making them feel important, valued, significant, worthy, visible, not invisible, not ignored, not dismissed, not unimportant, seen, heard, valued, significant. This making seen creates deep connection, strong influence, powerful persuasion, lasting impact, genuine loyalty. Natural storytelling engages universally, telling stories naturally, sharing experiences authentically, communicating through narrative, engaging through tales. Stories connect, stories engage, stories influence, stories persuade, stories convince. Better than arguments, better than data, better than logic, better than facts. Stories move, stories inspire, stories transform. Comfortable leadership guides effortlessly, leading naturally, guiding comfortably, directing confidently, commanding authoritatively, not forcing leadership, not demanding authority, not insisting on power, not pushing control. Natural leadership, comfortable authority, effortless power, confident control. Infectious positive energy attracts powerfully. Positive energy radiating, optimism expressing, enthusiasm showing, vitality demonstrating, hope communicating. This positive energy attracts people, influences moods, transforms atmospheres, creates connection, generates influence. Not toxic positivity, not fake cheerfulness, not denial reality. Genuine positive energy, authentic optimism, real enthusiasm. Presence commands attention. Absence creates invisibility. Develop presence or remain unnoticed. Presence killers eliminate power, eliminate influence, eliminate authority, eliminate persuasion, eliminate respect, must eliminate completely. Killer 1. Phone checking. Checking phone constantly, scrolling habitually, texting continuously, browsing endlessly. This phone checking signals low engagement, disrespect, distraction, absence, powerlessness. Destroys presence immediately. Destroys influence completely. Destroys authority totally. Destroys persuasion absolutely. Destroys connection permanently. Never check phone during interaction. Never scroll during conversation. Never text during meeting. Never browse during engagement. Phone away. Phone silent. Phone invisible. Attention present. Engagement full. Presence powerful. Killer 2. Fidgeting. Nervous movement. Anxious shifting. Unconscious touching. Constant adjusting. Pen clicking. Leg bouncing. Hair touching. Face rubbing. This fidgeting signals anxiety, nervousness, discomfort, powerlessness, weakness. Destroys presence. Destroys composure. Destroys confidence. Destroys authority. Destroys influence. Maintain stillness. Maintain control. Maintain composure. Maintain presence. Maintain power. Killer 3. People-pleasing. Seeking approval constantly. Needing validation endlessly. Wanting acceptance desperately. Craving agreement perpetually. This people-pleasing signals insecurity, weakness, low status, powerlessness, desperation. Destroys authority. Destroys power. Destroys influence. Destroys respect. Destroys presence. Give value. Don't seek approval. Contribute strength. Don't need validation. Provide leadership. Don't crave acceptance. Demonstrate authority. Don't beg agreement. Killer 4. Incongruence. Verbal-nonverbal mismatch. Words-actions conflict. Claims behavior opposition. Statements reality contradiction. This incongruence destroys credibility immediately, trust completely, influence totally, persuasion absolutely, presence permanently. Align all channels. Match all signals. Coordinate all components. Integrate all aspects. Unify all elements. Killer 5. Low energy. Fatigue visible. Tiredness obvious. Exhaustion apparent. Depletion evident. Disinterest showing. This low energy destroys engagement, influence, persuasion, authority, presence. Maintain vitality. Maintain energy. Maintain enthusiasm. Maintain presence. Maintain power. Through health. Through fitness. Through sleep. Through nutrition. Through recovery. Presence commands attention. Absence creates invisibility. Develop presence or remain unnoticed. You understand now that presence is holistic nonverbal influence through integrated components. You understand that presence combines physical, emotional, mental, energetic elements through comprehensive alignment. You understand that presence killers must be eliminated through conscious awareness. Stop checking phone during interactions ever. Start giving full attention always. Stop fidgeting nervously and constantly. Start maintaining stillness and composure. Stop people-pleasing and seeking approval. Start providing value and demonstrating authority. Develop presence starting today through systematic practice. Ground yourself before important interactions. Breathe deeply and slowly. Feel feet on ground. Relax unnecessary tension. Center your energy. Maintain core stability. Eliminate presence killers completely. Phone away. Fidgeting stopped. People-pleasing ended. Congruence maintained. Energy sustained. This presence is power. This being is influence. This energy is authority. Your power awaits presence development. Your influence awaits holistic integration. Your authority awaits energetic command. Develop presence now. Integrate completely. Command through presence starting today. You project presence now. Next, you must practice daily. Chapter 9. Practice nonverbal influence daily. Builds silent power. Nonverbal influence develops through daily practice, through consistent training, through systematic execution, through deliberate application, through permanent commitment, not through one-time learning, not through occasional effort, not through sporadic practice, not through intermittent application, not through temporary commitment. Daily practice, daily training, daily execution, daily application, daily dedication. Like physical muscle requires daily exercise. Like musical skill requires daily practice. Like athletic ability requires daily training. Nonverbal mastery requires daily practice, daily training, daily execution, daily application, daily commitment. Cannot read about body language and achieve mastery. Cannot understand principles and gain capability. Cannot learn techniques and develop power. Must practice, must train, must execute, must apply, must dedicate, daily, consistently, systematically, permanently, endlessly. This daily practice builds neural pathways, builds automatic responses, builds habitual patterns, builds integrated behaviors, builds unconscious competence, builds genuine power, builds lasting influence, builds permanent authority, builds sustainable persuasion. Through daily practice, through consistent training, through systematic execution, through permanent commitment, through endless dedication. 5 daily nonverbal practices, 5 essential exercises, 5 mandatory commitments, 5 non-negotiable habits, 5 permanent dedications. Every day, every single day, without exception, without excuse, without skip, without break, without vacation, without pause, without cessation, without end. Practice 1. Morning power posing. 2 minutes high power pose before important days, before challenging days, before stressful days, before significant days, before influential days. Stand in power pose. Feet shoulder width apart. Hands on hips or raised victoriously. Chest open. Head high. Shoulders back. Spine vertical. Full expansion. Maximum space claiming. Hold 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Research by Amy Cuddy shows this creates hormonal changes, increases testosterone, decreases cortisol, enhances confidence, amplifies presence, strengthens power. 2 minutes creates biological transformation, creates psychological shift, creates behavioral change, creates influential preparation, creates powerful beginning. Every morning, every important day, every significant interaction. 2 minutes. High power pose. Biological preparation. Psychological readiness. Behavioral optimization. Influential foundation. Powerful start. Practice 2. Posture awareness and correction. Hourly checks throughout day correcting alignment. Set phone reminder. Hourly alarm. Regular prompt. Consistent cue. Systematic reminder. Check current posture. Assess spine alignment. Evaluate shoulder position. Notice head level. Feel weight distribution. Observe body orientation. If correct, maintain. If incorrect, correct. Slumping? Stand tall. Shoulders forward. Pull back. Head down. Lift up. Weight unbalanced. Center it. Body turned. Orient forward. This hourly checking builds conscious awareness, automatic correction, habitual excellence, permanent mastery, powerful presence. First weeks, corrections frequent, awareness effortful, remembering necessary, practice conscious. Later weeks, corrections infrequent, awareness automatic, remembering unnecessary, practice unconscious. Eventually, posture excellent automatically, alignment natural constantly, correction unnecessary mostly, mastery achieved completely. Through hourly practice, through consistent checking, through systematic correction, through permanent dedication. Practice 3. Eye contact practice and discipline. Sustaining gaze in every conversation deliberately. Every interaction, every discussion, every meeting, every exchange, every engagement. 60 to 70% sustained. 3 to 5 second holds. Side breaks never down. Maintained when speaking especially. Held when challenged particularly. Comfortable silence during. This daily practice builds gaze confidence, contact comfort, connection strength, influence power, authority demonstration. First attempts: uncomfortable, awkward, difficult, forced, conscious. Later attempts: comfortable, natural, easy, automatic, unconscious. Eventually, eye contact excellent automatically, gaze powerful constantly, connection strong naturally, influence maximum effortlessly. Through daily practice, through every conversation, through consistent execution, through permanent application. Practice 4. Strategic silence discipline. 3-second pause before every response consistently. Every answer, every reply, every comment, every reaction, every communication. 3 seconds minimum. Count silently. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Then respond. Then speak. Then answer. Then reply. This pause shows thoughtfulness, consideration, wisdom, power, confidence. Prevents reactive speaking, unconsidered responses, regrettable words, impulsive reactions, weakening communication. 3 seconds feels eternal initially, feels uncomfortable, feels awkward, feels difficult, is actually brief, is actually 3 seconds, is actually powerful, is actually transformative. Daily practice normalizes pause, normalizes silence, normalizes gap, normalizes power. Eventually, pause feels natural, silence feels comfortable, gap feels normal, power feels automatic. Through daily discipline, through every response, through consistent practice, through permanent commitment. Practice 5. Action over explanation commitment. Demonstrating instead of explaining everything always. Every situation, every interaction, every opportunity, every moment, every choice. Stop verbal claiming. Stop verbal justifying. Stop verbal convincing. Stop verbal persuading. Start demonstrating. Start showing. Start proving. Start executing. Start embodying. Claim reliability. Show up on time. Claim competence. Execute excellently. Claim honesty. Demonstrate integrity. Claim commitment. Maintain consistency. Claim discipline. Sustain habits. Every day, every interaction, every opportunity. This daily commitment builds credibility exponentially, trust geometrically, influence multiplicatively, persuasion powerfully, authority permanently. Through action, through demonstration, through proof, through execution, through embodiment. Not words, not claims, not promises, not explanations. Actions, demonstrations, proofs, executions, embodiments. Daily, consistently, permanently, powerfully, influentially. Nonverbal mastery requires practice. Understanding creates no skill. Practice daily or remain verbally dependent. Video feedback accelerates learning dramatically, accelerates powerfully, accelerates systematically, accelerates measurably, accelerates transformatively. Record yourself in conversations or presentations weekly, once per week minimum. Every important interaction ideally. Record meetings, record presentations, record negotiations, record conversations, record interactions. Then watch with sound off. Mute audio completely. Observe body language only. Observe posture exclusively. Observe gestures solely. Observe facial expressions uniquely. Observe eye contact specifically. Observe presence holistically. See what others see. See without verbal distraction. See pure nonverbal. See honest truth. See uncomfortable reality. Identify nonverbal weaknesses clearly. Slumping posture, nervous fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, closed body language, weak gestures, low energy, absent presence. These weaknesses invisible to you, visible to others, recorded on video, undeniable in playback, uncomfortable in viewing, necessary for improvement. Practice corrections systematically. Practice identified weaknesses. Practice specific improvements. Practice targeted development. Practice deliberate refinement. Measure improvement over time. Compare first recording to later recordings. See progress clearly. See improvement obviously. See development measurably. See transformation visually. This video feedback creates honest assessment, targeted practice, measured improvement, systematic development, accelerated mastery. Mirror practice develops specific skills deliberately, develops systematically, develops measurably, develops powerfully. Stand before mirror. Full-length mirror ideal. Practice power posing variations. Standing power pose. Sitting power pose. Walking powerfully. Moving deliberately. See yourself. Correct yourself. Improve yourself. Master yourself. Practice facial expression control. Neutral expression. Warm expression. Authoritative expression. Appropriate expressions. Deliberate expressions. Controlled expressions. Powerful expressions. Not random. Not unconscious. Not uncontrolled. Deliberate. Conscious. Controlled. Powerful. Practice gesture refinement. Purposeful gestures, not fidgeting. Deliberate movements, not nervous. Controlled adjustments, not anxious. Powerful expressions, not weak. See gestures. Evaluate effectiveness. Refine execution. Master communication. Practice overall presence assessment. Holistic evaluation. Complete observation. Integrated assessment. Total appraisal. How do you appear? What do you communicate? What presence do you project? What power do you demonstrate? What authority do you embody? Honest assessment. Complete evaluation. Comprehensive observation. Total awareness. This mirror practice builds visual awareness, conscious control, deliberate execution, systematic improvement, powerful mastery. Real-world practice progression builds systematically, builds safely, builds confidently, builds powerfully, builds permanently. Start low-stakes interactions. Practice with strangers. Practice in casual settings. Practice with minimal consequences. Practice in safe environments. Practice without judgment. Coffee shop interactions. Store conversations. Casual encounters. Random exchanges. Brief engagements. Practice new skills. Practice power posture. Practice eye contact. Practice strategic silence. Practice presence projection. Practice without fear. Practice without pressure. Practice without consequences. Practice building confidence. Practice developing skill. Low stakes enable. Fearless experimentation. Comfortable failure. Easy learning. Rapid improvement. Confident development. Progress to medium stake situations. Practice in work meetings. Practice at social gatherings. Practice in moderate importance. Practice with some consequences. Practice with some pressure. Team meetings. Social events. Professional gatherings. Networking situations. Casual presentations. Practice refined skills. Practice improved execution. Practice developed capabilities. Practice growing confidence. Practice emerging mastery. Medium stakes enable. Realistic application. Meaningful feedback. Significant improvement. Growing confidence. Developing mastery. Advance to high-stakes moments when ready. Practice in presentations. Practice in negotiations. Practice in critical conversations. Practice in important interactions. Practice in consequential situations. Major presentations. Important negotiations. Critical confrontations. Significant interviews. Consequential meetings. Practice mastered skills. Practice confident execution. Practice powerful application. Practice authoritative demonstration. Practice influential embodiment. High stakes enable. Maximum growth. Ultimate testing. complete validation, full mastery, permanent integration. This progression is critical, is necessary, is safe, is effective, is powerful, cannot skip steps, cannot rush progression, cannot avoid low stakes, cannot start high stakes, must progress systematically, must advance deliberately, must develop safely, must build confidently, must master permanently. Feedback mechanisms enable improvement, enable learning, enable development, enable mastery, enable transformation. Mechanism 1. Self-observation. How did it feel? What felt natural? What felt forced? What felt powerful? What felt weak? What felt confident? What felt anxious? Internal awareness. Subjective experience. Personal evaluation. Honest assessment. Mechanism 2. Others' reactions. How did they respond? What did they do? What did they say? What did they communicate non-verbally? Did they engage? Did they respect? Did they respond? Did they comply? Did they influence back? External feedback. Objective response. Behavioral evidence. Honest reality. Mechanism 3. Outcome achievement. Did influence work? Was goal achieved? Was objective met? Was purpose served? Was intention realized? Result evidence. Outcome proof. Effectiveness demonstration. Success validation. Failure indication. Mechanism 4. Pattern recognition. What consistently works? What repeatedly fails? What always succeeds? What never works? What patterns emerge? What lessons learned? What principles discovered? What rules identified? Pattern awareness. Systematic learning. Continuous improvement. Progressive mastery. These 4 mechanisms together create comprehensive feedback, complete understanding, systematic learning, continuous improvement, progressive mastery. Use all 4. Use systematically. Use consistently. Use honestly. Use transformatively. Common practice mistakes prevent mastery, prevent learning, prevent improvement, prevent development, prevent transformation. Mistake 1. Practicing only in isolation. Practicing alone exclusively. Never in real interactions. Never with real people. Never in actual situations. Never under real pressure. Isolation practice has value, has beginning value, has foundation value, but insufficient alone. Must practice in real interactions. Must engage real people. Must face actual situations. Must experience real pressure. Skill transfer requires real practice. Requires actual application. Requires genuine engagement. Requires authentic interaction. Practice alone builds understanding. Practice with others builds mastery. Both necessary. Both required. Both essential. Both valuable. Mistake 2. Inconsistent practice. Practicing occasionally only. Practicing when convenient. Practicing when motivated. Practicing when inspired. Practicing sporadically. Occasional effort creates no habit. Creates no automaticity. Creates no mastery. Creates no transformation. Creates no permanent change. Consistent practice creates habit. Creates automaticity. Creates mastery. Creates transformation. Creates permanent change. Daily practice mandatory. Daily execution required. Daily commitment essential. Daily dedication necessary. Daily application critical. Mistake 3. Practicing without feedback. Can't improve what you don't measure. Can't develop what you don't assess. Can't master what you don't evaluate. Must get feedback. Must receive input. Must obtain assessment. Must gather evaluation. Must collect measurement. From video recording. From mirror practice. From self-observation. From others' reactions. From outcome achievement. From pattern recognition. Feedback enables improvement. Enables learning. Enables development. Enables mastery. Enables transformation. Without feedback, blind practice, random improvement, unknown effectiveness, unclear progress, uncertain mastery. With feedback, targeted practice, systematic improvement, measured effectiveness, clear progress, certain mastery. Mistake 4. Giving up too quickly. Expecting instant mastery. wanting immediate results, demanding rapid transformation, requiring quick change, desiring instant competence. Nonverbal mastery requires months, not days, requires years, not weeks, requires patience, not urgency, requires persistence, not quitting, requires commitment, not abandonment. First week, conscious incompetence, awkward execution, uncomfortable practice, forced behavior, effortful application. First month, conscious competence, improving execution, more comfortable practice, more natural behavior, less effortful application. Third month, developing automaticity, skilled execution, comfortable practice, natural behavior, effortless application. Sixth month, unconscious competence, automatic execution, natural practice, integrated behavior, completely effortless application. This timeline is normal, is expected, is universal, is necessary, is transformative. Don't quit first week. Don't abandon first month. Don't surrender third month. Persist through discomfort. Continue through difficulty. Maintain through challenge. Commit through progression. Dedicate through transformation. Integration over time creates mastery, creates permanently, creates powerfully, creates completely, creates transformatively. Stage 1. Conscious incompetence. Aware of weakness. Can't yet execute. Know what to do. Can't do it yet. Uncomfortable trying. Awkward executing. Forced behavior. Effortful application. This stage is uncomfortable, necessary, brief, hopefully, foundation building. Stage 2. Conscious competence. Can execute with effort and attention. Can do it when trying. Can perform when focusing. Can apply when concentrating. Requires conscious effort. Requires deliberate attention. Requires intentional focus. Requires concentrated application. This stage is improving, developing, progressing, mastering gradually. Stage 3. Unconscious competence. Automatic, powerful, nonverbal behavior. Effortless execution. Natural application. Integrated behavior. Embodied mastery. No conscious effort. No deliberate attention. No intentional focus. No concentrated application. Just automatic. Just natural. Just effortless. Just powerful. Just masterful. This stage is mastery achieved, transformation complete, power permanent, influence automatic, authority natural. Through daily practice, through consistent training, through systematic execution, through permanent commitment, through endless dedication. Nonverbal mastery requires practice. Understanding creates no skill. Practice daily or remain verbally dependent. You understand now that nonverbal influence requires daily practice through 5 mandatory exercises. You understand that video feedback and mirror practice accelerate learning through systematic observation. You understand that real-world progression from low to high stakes builds mastery through safe advancement. Stop practicing occasionally and inconsistently. Start practicing daily and systematically. Stop practicing only in isolation alone. Start practicing in real interactions with people. Stop expecting instant mastery immediately. Start committing to months-long development process. Implement 5 daily practices starting tomorrow. Morning power pose 2 minutes. Hourly posture awareness and correction. Eye contact discipline in every conversation. 3-second pause before all responses. Action over explanation in all situations. Record yourself weekly on video. Watch with sound off honestly. Practice before mirror regularly. Progress from low to high stakes systematically. This practice builds mastery. This training creates power. This dedication develops influence. Your mastery awaits daily practice. Your power awaits consistent training. Your influence awaits systematic dedication. Practice daily now. Train consistently. Build power through daily practice starting tomorrow. You practice daily now. Finally, you must understand permanence. Chapter 10. Nonverbal influence is permanent practice. Silent power requires daily maintenance. Nonverbal influence is not destination, not achievement, not completion, not finish line, not final state, not permanent possession, not static capability, not fixed ability. Is ongoing practice, is continuous training, is permanent commitment, is endless dedication, is lifetime journey, is daily work, is forever process, is constant maintenance. Temporary practice creates temporary power. Temporary training creates temporary influence. Temporary commitment creates temporary presence. Temporary dedication creates temporary authority. Stop practicing, power disappears. Stop training, influence evaporates. Stop committing, presence collapses. Stop dedicating, authority vanishes. Automatic, guaranteed, inevitable, mechanical, rapid, devastating, complete, permanent unless reversed. Like physical fitness, like musical skill, like language fluency, like any developed capacity. Stop exercising, fitness disappears. Stop practicing, skill deteriorates. Stop using, fluency fades. Stop maintaining, capacity collapses. Neural pathways strengthen with use, weaken with disuse. Body language mastery strengthens with practice, weakens with neglect. Nonverbal power strengthens with application, weakens with abandonment. Presence strengthens with commitment, weakens with cessation. This is neuroscience. This is biology. This is psychology. This is reality. This is truth. Must practice permanently. Must train continuously. Must commit endlessly. Must dedicate eternally. Must maintain forever. Consider degradation mechanism specifically. Consider power loss. Consider influence collapse. Consider presence disappearance. Consider authority evaporation. You practice nonverbal influence diligently for 6 months. Practice power posture consistently. Practice eye contact regularly. Practice strategic silence systematically. Practice space claiming daily. Practice action demonstration deliberately. Build significant power. Build substantial influence. Build strong presence. Build real authority. Build genuine persuasion. Results are evident. Results are impressive. Results are transformative. Situations that once intimidated you now energize you. Interactions that once drained you now empower you. Confrontations that once frightened you now strengthen you. Negotiations that once weakened you now fortify you. You stand tall automatically. You hold gaze naturally. You embrace silence comfortably. You claim space confidently. You demonstrate through action powerfully. Feel influential. Feel powerful. Feel authoritative. Feel masterful. Feel successful. Then you stop practicing. Stop maintaining posture. Stop practicing eye contact. Stop using silence. Stop claiming space. Stop demonstrating action. Week 1. Noticeable decline. Posture slumps occasionally. Eye contact wavers sometimes. Silence becomes uncomfortable. Space claiming reduces. Action demonstration decreases. Week 2. Significant regression. Posture slouching frequently. Eye contact avoiding regularly. Silence filling nervously. Space shrinking obviously. Verbal explaining returning. Week 4. Major deterioration. Posture collapsed mostly. Eye contact minimal. Silence intolerable. Space contracted. Verbal dependence restored. Week 8. Substantial return toward baseline. Slumping like before. Avoiding gaze like before. Filling silence like before. Shrinking presence like before. Overtalking like before. All gains lost. All progress reversed. All power degraded. All influence disappeared. All presence vanished. Back to beginning. Back to verbal dependence. Back to physical weakness. Back to energetic absence. Back to influential powerlessness. Through stopping practice. Through abandoning commitment. Through ceasing dedication. Through ending maintenance. Through quitting training. The degradation is automatic, is guaranteed, is inevitable, is mechanical, is devastating, cannot stop practicing, cannot abandon commitment, cannot cease dedication, cannot end maintenance, cannot quit training, must continue forever, must practice permanently, must commit endlessly, must dedicate eternally, must maintain continuously. Daily non-negotiables: maintain power, maintain influence, maintain presence, maintain authority, maintain persuasion. 5 daily practices, 5 permanent commitments, 5 eternal dedications, 5 endless requirements, 5 mandatory habits. Forever, permanently, continuously, endlessly, eternally. Practice 1. Morning presence preparation. 2-minute power pose before important days. Stand powerfully, feet wide, chest open, arms raised or hands on hips. Head high, spine straight. Full expansion, maximum presence. Hold 2 minutes. Every morning, every important day, every significant interaction. Set intention clearly. Today I embody power. Today I demonstrate presence. Today I project authority. Today I influence through silence. Today I persuade through action. This morning preparation changes hormones biologically, shifts psychology mentally, enhances presence energetically, strengthens power behaviorally, amplifies influence socially. 2 minutes. Every morning. Every day. Forever. Non-negotiable. Essential. Mandatory. Powerful. Transformative. Practice 2. Posture maintenance throughout day. Hourly awareness and correction continuously. Set reminder. Check posture. Assess alignment. Evaluate position. Correct if needed. Maintain if correct. Every hour. Every single hour. Throughout day. Throughout week. Throughout month. Throughout year. Throughout lifetime. This hourly practice maintains excellent posture automatically, powerful presence continuously, influential bearing constantly, authoritative physicality permanently. Skip 1 day, awareness fades. Skip 1 week, posture deteriorates. Skip 1 month, slumping returns. Must practice hourly. Must check constantly. Must correct consistently. Must maintain permanently. Must commit forever. Practice 3. Eye contact discipline in every interaction. Every conversation. Every meeting. Every discussion. Every exchange. Every engagement. 60 to 70% sustained. 3 to 5 second holds. Side breaks never down. Maintained when speaking especially. Held when challenged particularly. Every time. Every interaction. Every day. This daily discipline maintains gaze confidence, contact power, connection strength, influence capacity, authority demonstration. Skip 1 day, comfort reduces. Skip 1 week, avoidance returns. Skip 1 month, gaze weakness returns. Must practice daily. Must maintain constantly. Must execute consistently. Must commit permanently. Must dedicate forever. Practice 4. Strategic silence in all responses. 3-second pause before every response always. Every answer. Every reply. Every comment. Every reaction. Every communication. Count silently. 1 1,000. 2 1,000. 3 1,000. Then respond. Every time. Every response. Every day. This silence practice maintains thoughtfulness demonstration, power projection, confidence communication, authority establishment, influence amplification. Skip 1 day, reactive speaking returns. Skip 1 week, silence discomfort returns. Skip 1 month, verbal overload returns. Must practice daily. Must pause constantly. Must maintain consistently. Must commit permanently. Must dedicate forever. Practice 5. Action over explanation consistently. Demonstrate instead of explain always. Show instead of tell constantly. Prove instead of claim continuously. Execute instead of promise perpetually. Embody instead of describe eternally. Every situation, every interaction, every opportunity, every moment, every choice. This action practice maintains credibility exponentially, trust geometrically, influence powerfully, persuasion effectively, authority permanently. Skip 1 day, verbal claims increase. Skip 1 week, explaining returns. Skip 1 month, action word gap widens. Must practice daily. Must demonstrate constantly. Must show consistently. Must execute permanently. Must embody forever. 5 practices. Daily. Forever. Morning preparation. Posture maintenance. Eye contact discipline. Strategic silence. Action demonstration. No exceptions. No excuses. No skips. No breaks. No vacations. No pauses. No cessations. No endings. Daily. Hourly. Consistently. Permanently. Endlessly. Eternally. This is price of permanent power. This is cost of sustained influence. This is requirement of maintained presence. This is demand of preserved authority. This is necessity of continued persuasion. Fair price. Reasonable cost. Worthy requirement. Valuable demand. Essential necessity. For power. For influence. For presence. For authority. For persuasion. For respect. For success. For leadership. For mastery. For life. Pay price daily. Maintain power permanently. Skip payment. Lose power immediately. The exchange is fair. The requirement is clear. The choice is yours. The decision is critical. The commitment is permanent. Choose power through permanent practice. Choose influence through daily maintenance. Choose presence through endless dedication. Choose authority through continuous commitment. Choose persuasion through eternal training. Or choose powerlessness through practice abandonment. Choose verbal dependence through commitment cessation. Choose physical weakness through dedication ending. Choose energetic absence through maintenance stopping. Choose influential failure through training quitting. Your choice, your decision, your commitment, your power, your future. After months of daily practice, transformation occurs. Occurs profoundly. Occurs completely. Occurs permanently. Occurs magnificently. Occurs mysteriously. Transformation from practicing nonverbal influence to being nonverbally influential. From consciously controlling body language to naturally embodying power. From deliberately holding eye contact to automatically connecting through gaze. From forcing strategic silence to comfortably embracing quiet. From claiming space intentionally to occupying territory naturally. From demonstrating action deliberately to embodying proof automatically. Practice shaped being. Repetition formed identity. Consistency created essence. Permanence established nature. Dedication transformed character. Commitment evolved self. Daily work built person. Being now dominates. Being now determines. Being now controls. Being now operates. Being now functions. Being now manifests. Being now exists. Being now is. You're not trying to be powerful non-verbally. You are powerful non-verbally. Not attempting influential presence. You have influential presence. Not forcing authoritative bearing. You embody authoritative bearing. Not practicing persuasive silence. You are persuasively silent. Not claiming space deliberately. You occupy space naturally. Not demonstrating action consciously. You embody proof automatically. The power is you. The influence is you. The presence is you. The authority is you. The persuasion is you. Automatic. Natural. Effortless. Integrated. Essential. Fundamental. Permanent. Irreversible. This transformation is goal. Is destination. Is achievement. Is mastery. Is power. Is influence. Is authority. Is success. Through months of building. Through years of practice. Through lifetime of commitment. Through permanent development. Through endless maintenance. Through daily forging. That transforms doing into being. That transforms practice into nature. That transforms building into identity. that transforms behavior into character, that transforms action into essence, that transforms execution into self, permanently, completely, totally, absolutely, irreversibly, magnificently, powerfully. This transformation is accessible, is achievable, is guaranteed if you commit, if you practice, if you maintain, if you persist, if you endure, if you execute, daily, permanently, forever, without exception, without excuse, without cessation, through 5 practices, through morning preparation, through posture maintenance, through eye contact discipline, through strategic silence, through action demonstration, every day, every single day, for months, for years, for lifetime, for eternity. This creates nonverbal power. This establishes silent influence. This ensures physical presence. This generates demonstrated authority. This produces embodied persuasion. This guarantees influential mastery through permanent practice of nonverbal influence that never ends. Silent influence requires daily practice. Temporary effort creates temporary power. Practice forever or return to weakness. You have learned 10 principles for nonverbal influence. You talk too much. Recognize verbal overload. Understand nonverbal psychology, the silent influence science. Master strategic silence, the power of not speaking. Command through posture, body language fundamentals. Control through eye contact, the gaze of authority. Influence through space, proxemics and positioning. Persuade through actions, demonstration over explanation. Project through presence, the aura of authority. Practice nonverbal influence daily, build silent power. Nonverbal influence is permanent practice. Silent power requires daily maintenance. What matters now is action. Today, immediately, starting now. You choose. Continue talking constantly and remain powerless forever, or start influencing silently and achieve power permanently. Implementation begins now. Today, this moment. Stop explaining verbally in one situation today. Stand in power pose 2 minutes before next important interaction. Correct your posture right now, immediately. Make deliberate eye contact in next conversation. Pause 3 seconds before next response. Demonstrate one quality through action, not words. 5 daily practices starting tomorrow morning. Power pose 2 minutes. Posture check hourly. Eye contact every interaction. 3-second pause every response. Action over explanation always. No exceptions ever. No excuses allowed. No skips permitted. This creates power, creates influence, creates presence, creates authority, creates persuasion, creates mastery. Stop trying to convince with endless words desperately. Start influencing through powerful silence strategically. Stop explaining and justifying constantly weakly. Start demonstrating and embodying confidently strongly. Presence speaks louder than words. Actions persuade better than arguments. Silence influences more than talking. Nonverbal dominates verbal. Body language outweighs speech. Demonstration beats explanation. Beginning now. Practicing daily. Influencing silently forever. Your power awaits nonverbal mastery. Your influence awaits silent practice. Your authority awaits embodied presence. Master nonverbal through permanent practice, through systematic training, through forever commitment to silent influence that power requires. Beginning today, continuing tomorrow, lasting forever, through daily practice, through permanent commitment, through eternal dedication. Begin now. You have learned 10 principles for nonverbal influence. You talk too much. Recognize verbal overload. Understand nonverbal psychology, the silent influence science. Master strategic silence, the power of not speaking. Command through posture, body language fundamentals. Control through eye contact, the gaze of authority. Influence through space, proxemics, and positioning. Persuade through actions, demonstration over explanation. Project through presence, the aura of authority. Practice nonverbal influence daily, build silent power. Nonverbal influence is permanent practice. Silent power requires daily maintenance. What matters now is action. Today, implementation begins now. Identify one situation where you overtalked recently and recognize the pattern. Practice 1 3-second pause before responding today. Correct your posture once every hour. Make deliberate eye contact in one conversation. Let one action speak instead of words. Daily practices starting tomorrow. Morning 2-minute power pose, hourly posture awareness, 3-second pause before all responses, conscious eye contact in every conversation. Demonstrate through action, not explanation. This builds nonverbal power, builds silent influence, builds presence authority, builds action persuasion, builds embodied credibility. Stop trying to convince with endless words. Start influencing through powerful silence. Stop explaining constantly. Start demonstrating consistently. Presence speaks louder. Actions persuade better. Silence influences more. Nonverbal dominates. Beginning now. Practicing daily. Influencing silently forever.